Oh god.
You good?
Yeah.
Let's turn down the audio. Turn down the music some.
A little higher. There you go. How's everybody? Are you doing well?
Am I doing well?
Yes, are you doing well? That's how you talk to somebody. How doth you be doing?
Yes, that's the type of
Would you prefer that?
Yes,
Okay.
I prefer how doth you...
How doth all the people in chat?
How doth thy?
How doth y'all feels?
No. Yeah, I gotta figure out that we figured some stuff out, but the audio I still gotta figure out.
We sort of figured stuff out. Ready?
So if the audio is too loud, please let me know.
That one should be fine.
Like if the music is too loud, or if you can't hear music at all, because that's also, it's not as big of an issue if you can't hear music at all. It's more of an issue if it's overpowering. So,
Yes.
yeah, so
We're back.
We're back. It's a Saturday.
You know, the normal world building day.
Yeah. Well, now the normal world building day is also going to be on
But now
Wednesdays.
all world building days are Wednesday and Saturday.
And
so.
we have a Twitch schedule.
And we do, yes. Finally put that up. Woo! That was definitely not done today at like 4 o'clock.
Hey, it is done, so therefore it doesn't matter.
True.
It doesn't matter when it was done. The fact that it is done is the bigger matter.
Yes.
So we have that. I am adjusting our lights real quick just so we're not very, very bright.
Do you want me to close these ones a little bit?
While I am doing that, yeah.
I mean, you could have just said, hey, close those.
Yeah, that's fair. But then I wouldn't have gotten up. You know, it's always good to get up every now and then.
You think up and down is better?
Probably.
Okay.
So
can do that.
as we're adjusting the lights, we can kind of mention our question of the day.
Yes.
Actually, before we get to the question of the day, though, let's talk about how our week's been as far as like since our last stream, kind of what we've been doing.
Working.
Well, other than working, because yesterday we actually got to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, I was gonna say save that for when we start
Oh, that's
doing
fair.
stuff.
That's fair.
Cause story time.
Story time, yes, but we actually got to play Dungeons and Dragons.
We both got to play Dungeons and Dragons. It was
like
dope.
together, not one of us GMing, which means we both could be chaotic as heck.
And we were not. But my team did completely abandon me and almost got me killed on the first encounter.
Now
Just want to throw that out
you
there.
know, I know you weren't a person in the past campaigns who have done that because you've been GMing the past campaigns
Yes.
I played in, but you know kind of how it feels as from a
We were fighting 5 zombies. I should not have almost died.
To be fair, our characters don't know that they're zombies because they've never seen a zombie before.
I did try to uppercut one. Might have been my bad.
But yes, we can get into more details about the goings on of our session. But we did get to play Dungeons and Dragons yesterday. It was fun.
Look forward. There we go. To more of that.
Yeah. But we also got to explore some stuff. So going back to our
what else did we explore?
Well, whenever we were.
Oh, you're talking about this today.
Yes. So I did some work today.
I also did work.
Yes, you did some work. Your work was a lot more of the backstory, like the races type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas my work was a lot more of the stream type stuff because our question of the day.
You see how many pages we're on now?
How many
76.
pages? That doesn't surprise me. I have Google Docs that are like in the hundreds.
Yeah, but you've been working on those a while.
Yeah, for like years.
So, meh.
Yeah. Well, my Gingerbread world for mutagenesis is in the 70s. But to
Yeah.
be fair, that's a lot more photos to it. Whereas this, I don't think
This
has
is,
very
there's
many.
a couple photos.
There's a couple photos near the beginning, but it's not really photo heavy.
No, not yet.
Thing.
It is not.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But
that
yeah.
statement.
So what for the past few weeks we've been working in here.
Google Docs.
Yeah, in the Google Docs. The Google Docs, it's an old friend, and question of the day, what's your favorite word processing / like writing software? Note-taking software could also be a...
For me, as of right now, it's Google Docs / OpenOffice / Microsoft Word. All which pretty much work exactly the same.
Yeah, I would say Microsoft Word is actually the old friend, but it's the old friend
that
with
costs
the
money.
well, it's the old friend with the very strict parents, right? The very overbearing parents, right? And because they have the strict parents, you can't always see them as often as you used to.
But Google Docs and OpenOffice, those parents are dope.
Yeah, Google Docs is the friend that's always with you, right? You can anywhere you go.
I mean, technically, OpenOffice is too.
I haven't used OpenOffice.
So it's basically free Microsoft Word.
Oh, well, that's kind of what this is. Except, so this is
on the internet.
This is the friend who is everywhere. They got your back. They're everywhere with you.
Assuming you have internet.
But their parents might be spying on you, so you're like not sure. Like whenever you're with them, sometimes you're like, I don't know. They have cameras everywhere, so are they watching the footage of me? Like
Always.
they're always tracking me type thing.
To be fair, we are literally being filmed.
Oh yeah. But that's kind of how I feel with Google Docs, right?
Yeah.
Trust me, Google Docs. I used to take notes and because I have Apple devices. I used to take notes in the I used to take notes in the notes apps or the Pages apps on the Apple devices.
Sure.
Which I am assuming, because you don't have Apple, that your phone also has...
We have a notes,
type of notes section in it.
It's literally called Notes.
Yeah, mine is also called Notes. I used to take notes in that.
That's a pretty standard...
Yeah, well,
standard app.
I can't speak from it because I don't have... I've only ever had a flip phone or an Apple phone, so, I haven't used a different type of smartphone.
Yeah.
But I used to use that for all my note-taking. Or pen and paper. Pen and paper is always great.
By the way, we're talking about the question of the day. What is your favorite
word processing or note-taking?
Yeah.
Or writing software. Tool, yeah. But pen and paper is always good, right? To brainstorm and stuff. But whenever you want to, edit stuff and actually
paper is not good.
Yeah, paper's good to jot down ideas, but then you gotta eventually type them up.
Yeah.
So
it's just sad that we all rely on computers pretty much to do everything for us.
Yeah, but you can print out things from computers and then it becomes paper again. But what I used to do was I would take notes in the Notes app all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But then I would have notes that I wanted to get to the computer from my iPad or phone.
Yes.
Which I know there's ways to do that, but what I would end up doing was put my phone here by my desk, then have my laptop, and then refer to the notes whenever I typed up on
that's fair. Yeah.
Typed up on Word. That's what I would do in middle school, high school. Back when my two products I used were Word and Notes.
Fair.
But then I found out Google Docs, and I don't remember my first really use of Google Docs.
I bet you Google Docs remembers your first ever use of Google Docs.
That's fair. I could just look it up. But it was when I was in high school. But since I found out you can pull it up on the app on your phone, pull it up on
your computer, your laptop.
Yeah, this is my go-to note-taking. If I need to jot down notes, if I have an inspiration in the middle of the night, this character idea, the story is like type up. If I'm out somewhere, if I'm at work and I'm taking a break, like I'm stepping away from my desk, I'm taking a break, I'm like, bolt of inspiration, type real quick, right? If I'm just like at the bowling alley, because we bowl, and I want to type up something, Google Docs, because then I can take it from there. I can also pull it up on my computer and work on it.
Yep.
Hi there.
Hi.
We are talking about
Question of the day.
Yeah, question of the day. What's your favorite writing/word processing program?
Note taker.
Note taking, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're saying this because we've been using Google Docs for this. However, we're about to start using something else.
We're gonna show you guys something different.
Yeah, something different that is. Google Docs is my favorite note-taking type software. However,
pen and paper.
Pen and paper.
See, we said pen and paper is really good for like note-taking in general, but when you need to edit something, pen and paper tends to be a little sloppier, you know, because you just have to mark things out, or if you're using pencil, then you have to like erase, and then you start getting all the shadows and.
Now, I will say, whenever I was in school, in college, I would exclusively pen and paper take notes. What was weird, though, is most of the time I would take a bunch of notes and I would never refer back to them. It was just that initial writing down notes. I wasn't the fancy, like, highlighters and all that. I would just have my couple of different color pens to kind of do section headers, just to be able to distinguish this is a definition, this is a person, this is a whatever, depending on the class. And then I would have, because I'm left-handed, I would have a bunch of
blue marks.
Yeah, from the graphite from the pencil.
Yep.
All over my fan.
Hey there.
So, yeah, that's like I appreciate pen and paper for notes like that.
Me too. I studying computer stuff right now. That black notebook. There is
but there is a black notebook right in this general area.
There was about 80 pages of notes in there.
Oh wow.
Just from the first section of book.
Nice.
So, yeah. Lefties get that. A friend of mine taped tracing paper to her hand so she didn't get the smudges. Oh. All you have to do is tape tracing paper to your hand.
Which is a good idea for drawing and stuff, I bet.
Oh, yeah, you know what? For drawing, it probably works wonders.
She's actually really smart. That is good idea.
Are we doing it?
Okay, we're gonna show what are new. So this is what we've been doing, and I know it's been annoying, at least for me, having to like try to copy and paste this multiple times in order to do the new characters.
Yeah.
But we've upgraded. So
we've upgraded.
I would say we've
upgrades,
upgraded.
People, upgrades. Do it. Click the thing.
Yeah, our camera's a little broken right now.
We didn't have time to fix the camera, unfortunately. So yes, and because my bed is right behind there. Nobody gets to see it.
Yeah, so we're relying on the actual...
Hey, Alice.
Hi. So we're relying on just the green screen right now until we can get the camera fixed, which will hopefully be for next stream.
It'll be next stream, I promise.
Because I worked on this part instead that I'm about to show instead of the camera today. So
do the thing.
So this is Scrivener.
Yes.
I really like Scrivener because you can do multiple pages in the single
do the thing where you do the thing.
But we can also do templates.
Do the thing where you do the thing.
What kind of thing where I do
the thing where you go, no, you already did that thing.
This one?
Do the thing where you boo.
Oh, yeah. So you can also reference multiple documents at
See,
once.
even K9 knows what do the thing means. See, it's the thing. Now you can see the things.
Yeah. So when we have, so the way we're gonna at least try out doing it. I'm not sure if this is we're gonna test it out 1 or 2 times to make sure this works good and we can alter it. But we're gonna have our character sheet, which is kind of what we were going with before, except I made it all.
It's the stuff that we were doing.
Yeah, I made it all organized.
Broken down, basically.
Yeah, broken down into the different stuff that we were typing in. But
yep. So wait, what is motivations? Is that
the motivations are we have a will for character motivations.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
But you'll notice it says positive traits, negative traits, and motivations, plural, because
we're gonna try something.
We're gonna
try two, and 2 probably.
So, in order, we kept getting a bunch of duplicates last time. So we're gonna try basically doing like 3 options for most things, and then picking 1 from those options. To kind of give a little bit of choice and a little bit of variety.
Yeah.
For the positive traits, negative traits, motivations, quirks, and items. Quirks and items are new wills I made.
And man, are they wheels.
But for these, we're gonna generate probably 3 and then choose 2 from them. So we'll have more variety to be able to make some more complex characters, I guess.
Yeah. What do you mean? All of our characters are complex, thank you. Well, have you seen them? Erno, big, strong fireman.
Erno, big, strong fireman. I love Erno. I think we should go back, and this might be a stream all on its own, too. Like,
once we get enough, yeah.
Our next stream, we might go back to some of the initial characters we generated and give them like the positive traits, negative traits type thing, because we didn't have that whenever.
Yeah, we did.
Well, we didn't have the positive traits, negative traits for like the first stream.
Oh, that's fair.
So, in that way, we can show some of our viewers who turned in after those first streams the
those guys
initial characters. Yeah,
that's fair.
Because I love Lori and Edward.
Yeah,
they're fun.
All right.
Then, whenever we write out the backstory, which is the part where we normally have to tell stories because it takes us a while to actually think of the stuff.
Yes.
I made a whole page on this. So the character sheet page, this is going to be more of what we're generating. The character snapshot is going to be what we're actually writing.
Yes.
So we're going to write their physical description, what their goals are, which will be kind of determined by their motivations, probably.
Yes, most likely.
Who some important people in their life are. Yes.
Okay, so can that be like enemies and best friends and frequent allies, things like that?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And I made it very vague because we can make this as complex or as simple as we want. We can just say, this is the person's name, this is their description. We could write a whole little blurb on them.
Okay.
And then these important people, when we generate characters later and we get options that kind of match up with them, we could flesh them out more. Or we could go back to this and add people once we've generated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we're definitely going to do.
Oh, yeah. And then items descriptions, because we got, instead of just rolling a D8 of 8-sided die with items on it, we have a lot of options for items now. So we can actually describe what those items are. So the story goes, so instead of us just trying to write a backstory, we can write about their early life, their defining moment, which...
What changed them?
Yeah, what
led them down this path?
Yeah, what led them down this path? What moment in their life is like their big, like, made them who they are, and then what their current pursuits are. What's their catalyst moment, basically, if you're using writing terms.
Okay.
And again, we can make this as complex or as simple as we want to. So we can do a couple sentences, or we could do like 3 paragraphs.
Yes.
And then public perception, so how the different alliances view this person. So the Valiant are the good guys, how do the good guys view them? Esoterians are the neutral guys, how do the neutral guys feel about them? And then the Cabalians are the bad guys, how do the bad guys feel about them? Because the bad guys could think, oh, this guy's an idiot. Whereas the good guys might be like, oh, this guy's kind of scary.
Yeah.
So that also guides whenever you're
and the Esoterians go,
we don't care. Or like, who is this? Which is a valid option. We could just one group might not even know this person exists, right?
Yeah, probably.
So,
and if it would be them, it would be the Esoterians.
And we can also add to this to create to like if we think of something that's type of description or something that's not on here, we can add to it.
That's fair.
And then the cool thing is we have a button which is not on the stream view because it doesn't need to be because it's not important for the stream. But we have a button that we click and it automatically generates a new one of these sheets.
Yes.
And on our
Which
side,
means we never have to forget to
copy and paste things.
Yep.
And on our side, I also have folders breaking these down by like the date we generate them, and then eventually, we can separate them by the area that they live in. So that way, when we go back and reference them, they'll be all organized. So I like organization.
Organizing is good.
So
makes it easier on the GM too.
Yeah. So.
Are we ready?
Yeah. I think it's time to jump in. Another cool thing we've done.
I want to jump in.
Is I have different views set up too. So whenever we show the wheels, they're going to be
more centralized.
Yeah, they're going to be more centered.
More centralized?
More centralized.
All right. Ready?
So for our first person of the day, or do we want to go over who we made last time?
No.
Okay. Last time we made She said no.
I said no, and she immediately jumps in to start explaining what they are.
We made 2 people last time.
We did. We made Dinko Dominic.
Okay, Dinko Dominic
was the goblin, the one that actually had like a super dope backstory.
Yeah, the goblin that I'm
fantasy RPG, historical. Don't know what the last word is, but fantasy RPG.
Hysterical. That's what the last word is.
Hysterical. Okay, fair enough. Fantasy RPG, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Small historical. As far as fantasy RPG
it's
is
fantasy
concerned.
RPG and more of like a
historical back thing.
Steampunk type of setting.
Oh yeah, and then Boris, who is loud.
Yeah, so we had Boris, the promoter of chaos.
Yep.
That's another thing we could do. We could give them like 2-word descriptions of who they are.
Promoter of chaos is 3 words.
2 to 3 words.
But yes, so this is actually for a system that we are creating, a TTRPG, if you will. It is called Materia. Its inspiration was Lord of the Rings, and it quickly took a turn for not that.
Lord of the Rings in Victorian
England
era.
Yeah, so that's fun. But honestly, we've been character building
With
for
potions.
4 weeks.
I think this is the 4th week that or the 4th.
This is not the 4th one that we've done.
4th or 5th one that we've done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been about 4 weeks, give or take, with 5 streams now of world building.
Yep.
So,
and on the to-do task list is to put something on the Twitch channel that has a description of the whole what we've done
doing.
and all the different races, so that way everybody can reference that if they're curious about like what the Valiant is, what the Esoterians are, what the Cabal.
Yep.
Which honestly sounds like a good idea for next stream for my thing while you work on the camera for next stream.
Yes.
So.
I'm down.
Yep.
All right.
But for now, if y'all have any questions about what the different races or what the different alliances or anything you see is, just let us know.
Yep.
I mean, technically, once we have that, if they still had questions, they could let us know, too.
Yes.
Because we'll answer it.
Correct.
But it'd be easier to actually just
to write
search.
it out first.
Yeah, just to search it.
We can also put the things on the buttons, and when people ask, you go boop, and it would, really simplify things.
Oh, yes, that's fair.
So,
that's fair. We have a stream deck that we gotta build more buttons for. Like, I use my stream deck quite a bit whenever I'm, like, at my computer.
Video editing.
Because Photoshop, too.
Yeah.
Editing Photoshop.
Alright. Anyways.
Okay, first person.
Stop getting distracted.
I know, I get distracted too much.
Alright. Good guy, bad guy, Meg guy. I'm hoping Meg guy. Wow, we actually got a good guy for once.
Okay, so we got a good guy.
We got a good guy, then scrib in there.
And
the other
we got
one.
a character sheet, and because we got a good guy.
Okay, there we go.
And we'll show y'all the sheet after we finish the wills. Gotta go over to the good guy one.
I did the thing where and it worked.
We actually got a Nombroo! The Nombrous are the humans.
The guys that, are supposed to be a lot of them. And the good news is they don't actually get one of those, so... Yeah. Alright. Now we have new wheel.
Instead of having to roll evens or odds.
It's a boy, girl. Oh, it's a boy.
We got a guy.
Neat. Oh, God. He's a dude. Matt! Oh. Come on. Click the button. Alright, here we go. Next up, we have
What's their
the
job?
jobs. Here we go. And we're going to roll 3 of these.
Yes, we're going to roll 3 of these, and we're going to choose from these 3 which one we like the best.
He's an assassin. Okay. That'd be interesting. He's a good guy assassin.
I mean, we have a mercenary type town that hires assassins.
By the way, that almost landed on assassin again.
At that point, if it rolls on it,
see how close that is?
if it lands on it twice, do we have to just go with it?
I mean, yeah.
Is that a rule that we're gonna?
No. Yeah. No. Or he's a mercenary adventurer.
So he's either gonna. So I'm gonna write him down for us, just because we can go back to Scrivener and choose from these.
Yes.
After we generate everything, so we're either gonna have an assassin,
an infiltrator, AIN.
We have autocorrect. Y'all can't see it, but I'm totally misspelling.
And wasn't what's his name? Adventurer.
What's his name?
Wasn't Dominic
He was
mercenary guard?
Yes, he was.
Nice.
But assassin, infiltrator, mercenary, that house, in one of the Nombreux regions that hires for mercenaries, all of those fit really well for it. I think he's gonna be from that house, and we'll pull it up on the Google Docs. Location.
I mean, so if he's gonna be from that house, then okay, I guess it depends mainly on.
Because he could have been sent out on a mission somewhere.
He's either gonna be in the tundra. That's a very interesting place for the Nombreux. It's gonna be on a coastline somewhere. Or he is going to be in a delta.
That's a river.
So a delta is where basically it here, right? And then it spreads out. That's a river delta. So honestly, kind of near the coastline is where they tend to be.
So we have what's their social class? Generate 2. Okay. They're either gonna be a bureaucrat. We keep getting the bureaucrats. I'm gonna have to change the weight on the bureaucrat one.
Or is it gonna be a political assassin?
Yeah, I'm gonna
spin again.
I'm gonna have to change the weight on the bureaucrats because we've gotten how many bureaucrats so far? Like 3?
2.
Or 2?
I think. And they've both been bad guys. Commoner!
You know what?
Perfect.
I'm not even gonna write bureaucrat. This is gonna be a commoner because we haven't gotten a commoner yet.
Ever. One time.
We keep getting nobles and stuff. I'm glad this is just a normal, like, common dude,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so positive traits, we're gonna spin this 3 times,
And pick
and
2.
then we'll pick 2 from there.
Alright, here we go. Grunt. Honest.
An honest assassin. That would be interesting. If we went with assassin.
It's just Mr. Right. That movie.
That was a great movie.
Just introverted. Makes sense for an assassin, but
If we go with the assassin.
yeah. I mean, it makes
Even an
it
honest-
makes right for an infiltrator
honest
too.
infiltrator.
Or perceptive. Okay.
Perceptive,
I'm thinking we do honest and perceptive, honestly.
But what were all the options?
Honest,
So we have
perceptive.
honest, perceptive.
Honest, perceptive, and crap. What is the other one? I'm not gonna be able to remember. It's just from this.
Introverted.
Introverted.
That
yeah.
was it.
I don't like the introverted one.
You can tell how much we like the introverted one, since we couldn't remember it.
All right. Picking 3 more of these. Picking 2. We've got to reduce the time on this.
Yeah, I think it's 5 seconds right now.
He's callous.
Want me to reduce it real quick for this one? It'd be
It's
spin behavior.
Spin behavior. I'm going down to 3.
Oh, it's still gonna be 5 seconds. See its spinning duration.
Oh, you're right. That one. There we go. All right, here we go. Callous. All right,
I
come
think
on.
we got
now.
callous before.
We did.
Subservient. You know,
Subservient.
subservient could make sense.
Yeah.
Probably just
What
a
are you
little
doing?
bit.
And selfish. Again, I kind of like the other 2 more. Subservient. Callous. And selfish, yes.
Okay, and then you look at my character quirks, Will. Just look at how it looks on the stream. It's just
It looks about the same in person, too.
this has 200 on here.
200 quirks.
Yeah.
Like I said, what a wheel. Often tucks their hair behind their ears. For a dude? Alright. And we're picking 1 or 2 of these.
We're spinning it 3 times, picking 2.
Okay. Compulsive liar. Well, that would not fit well with honest.
It's on it. You just gotta type it. Compulsive liar.
Compulsive liar.
And then let's see. Turn down the spin speed
Oh no.
or the spin duration.
Spin duration. Leaves little notes in library books for future readers. Okay, I could see that. Leave little notes in books for future readers. Okay. And then next up, the other massive wheel.
one's
No,
not
this
too
one's
massive.
not quite as bad.
This one's items. So
Claws.
claws. So this is like claw type gauntlet things.
Claws. A trap. Would make sense for an assassin, I guess. Actually, both of those would make sense for assassins.
Or
spin. Potion.
a healing potion.
Healing potion. Potent. Healing potent.
And then we got the motivations.
And we got
so now
motivations.
here's where we gotta think.
He's
so
a good guy.
We're gonna do 3 on the good guy one?
Yeah.
Okay. Because we could.
Actually, let's do 2 on the good guy one, one on the bad guy one.
Okay.
Yeah. Finding something lost is humanity. Finding something.
Well, if you go with callous,
lost.
then that could potentially.
Do that, and do that.
Scroll for just a little bit more.
Winning a competition. How many people can I assassinate? Winning a competition. I feel like that's not a good one though.
It could be, because there could be a competition in the world that we
For
don't know
assassinating
of yet.
people?
Well, this is... So we're going off of assassin. We also have the other options like infiltrator.
Becoming the sole power or authority. Becoming the sole power or authority.
And let's get him a name.
Oh wait, we can go to just a French name.
And give me this.
I'm getting there. Give me a second. And do that and do that. Right?
Yes.
I got you.
Okay.
Do this. I know how to work a mouse. Alright. He's a boy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Crap, we still need a dice.
You're on Croatian.
We still need a dice. Need a d6.
Okay.
You're just gonna have to trust us on the dice for right now.
Yeah.
We're not gonna lie to you guys. Wow, a 17 on a 6-sided dice.
4. Scroll down.
There we go. All right. I mean, do we just go with Adrien?
That's the one I looked at first.
All right, Adrien it is. Or Armel. Cyril is a pretty cool name.
I wish I knew how to pronounce the mark. Like,
yeah.
There's also Vivian. We
We
already have a Vivi.
All right. Adrien or Cyril?
Or Jacob.
No, we're not doing Jacob.
It's just Jacob.
We're gonna do Adrien.
Alcest.
We're gonna do
Up there.
Where?
Where it says name? You
Yeah.
just like. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Adrien. Roll again. 3. 1, 2, 3. Lasseur. Gilson. Adrien Gilson.
I'm okay with Gilson.
Cool. Gilson it is. Surprise! This is your character.
I'm not playing a guy though. Oh no! I thought you meant for my player character. Not that this is my character I gotta... Okay, well first let's...
How would you think that?
Because some of the stuff fits for some of the ideas I had for my player character.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so let's first show
Go to Scrivener.
the
Go to Scrivener. Do the thing on Scrivener.
show this right here.
Why?
Because I mentioned the house, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna go up to that.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's Patrimoine, 3rd layer. No, it's in this one. Yeah.
The city of
Guerre.
Guerre.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in the city right here,
Wait. Hang on. Give me a second. Our 5 houses situated. I don't know if it is. In Guerre.
I think it's Guerre.
Magi.
Zamaji is the...
No, yeah, it'd be here in the... It would be in this one.
No, it wouldn't. Because those are the houses up there. Yeah, because this one right here, Greer, is the city that afterwards, was taken over by the bandit groups.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah. So this was the one that, that has the mercenaries.
Yeah.
They get hired there.
Okay.
So, I've added some stuff that I don't think we've changed on here yet. Because I wrote some stuff about them.
No, we haven't.
But,
I haven't gotten it.
that's fair. That's fair. I probably haven't sent it to you.
By the way, you also have access to this document.
Yeah.
You don't have to send things to me. You
Yeah,
can just...
I could just copy and paste onto the document. You're right. I feel bad changing the document that says...
That's why I sent it to you. So that you could help me with it.
Yeah. It's okay.
I know it's fine.
It's okay. But, okay, so this one, let's see. Majority of what qualifies as the military for this one, and then they have a leader who basically hires mercenaries for the region. So let's go back to our guy over here. Let's pull up Scrivener again.
Scrivener.
Okay, so we got Adrien Gilson. Okay, so this is my guy I gotta do?
Yeah, this is your guy.
Okay. So let's see. I think I'm filling coastline.
Okay.
Or, we could do a river delta. Right? And we can tie it into the story with, Lori.
Delta is 3.
What's a delta again?
Look up a picture of a delta.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I'll look up a picture of a delta for you. Can I have your phone?
I'll just look up a picture of a delta.
I don't know where my phone is.
That's fair. Okay, let's see what a delta looks like. Okay, so it goes into a triangle?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I guess technically hers would work.
I just thought about this delta and as a shape is like a triangle.
So, actually, I guess 2 would work for that.
What would?
2 rivers. Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. 2 rivers does make a delta.
Yeah. It's all about meeting at a top point.
Yeah.
So
I could tie this into Lori's one.
Yeah.
If I wanted to. Let's see. Let me move this over here. So that way you can be more in frame.
I can also just rotate.
Oh, that's fair. Okay. So, I think we tie it into Lori's one and choose delta.
If you want to.
Because the non-brew had to do with that one, too.
Yeah. You could also just go to a completely different area.
That's fair. You know what? This is going to be a new area. We're going to go coastline. Do those. And actually, we're going to just bold the ones that we choose. So.
Why?
So, in case we want to change something later, we know what other ones we generated. There we go. So we're gonna go coastline for that one.
Okay. I'm thinking we go assassin.
You're thinking assassin?
Either assassin or mercenary.
See, I was thinking assassin or infiltrator. But we keep saying assassin.
The thing is, if we go infiltrator, it's got to be a city.
Well...
Because you can't infiltrate a coastline.
There could be a city on the coastline.
I guess.
But I'm thinking wherever, this is probably where they got sent to.
Yeah.
To do a mission. So, we can go... Yeah. We can go assassin, yeah. Because we both agree on assassin, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. I think they're very perceptive.
I like the honest perceptive
yeah.
combo.
pretty stand-up guy.
I would go subservient.
Yeah, I think he's definitely subservient. See, is he callous or selfish, though?
I would go callous, maybe.
Has he become callous because he's been exposed to like so much
Murder, basically.
Murder, yeah.
Now, to be fair, it's a war, so it makes sense, but still.
I think we at least do finding something lost.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he's trying to find that's lost is his humanity.
Yeah.
But I'm torn between these two, right? Because on one hand, I could see him.
What if becoming the sole power or authority is he's just trying to eliminate other assassins?
See, I was thinking becoming a sole power authority would be that he wants to try to take over the mercenary group. But then again, if he's subservient...
But we also didn't go mercenary.
Well, he could be assassin hired by the mercenary group, though.
That's fair.
That's what yeah. But winning a competition could give us room to come up with a competition that maybe the way he gets back his humanity is winning this competition.
That just seems weird. Because what competition is he trying to win? I'm trying to murder people?
Well, just because he works as an assassin doesn't mean that he doesn't also have a life outside of that. Maybe he was assigned to assassinate somebody at this competition and come in as one of the contestants.
He's trying to find his greatest treasure. Yeah. Through competition.
Is he Nemona?
Uh-huh.
From Pokemon.
Do it.
I think winning a competition. I think he was hired to assassinate somebody at a competition.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be, and we get to decide what type of competition this is now.
All right. Personally, I'm going the first and third one on this one.
I think he leaves these notes, and these are also stuff that the players can also find.
Uh-huh.
And then,
he just nervous tick.
And he has long hair.
Yeah, nervous tick, where he's just like, So
here's
my opinion on this is either claws or a trap, like his kind of go-to trap that he sets up all the time. Like kind of as a calling card, if you will, and a healing potion.
Does he keep a healing potion? Maybe he
as
assassinates. Or I was gonna say maybe he assassinates via poison, and so the healing potion is in case he messes up.
In case something goes wrong.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I am.
Go do the thing.
Okay. So I think we definitely do that. Or do you think the claws are laced with poison?
Yeah, do the claws, yeah.
So does he keep claws underneath? And
so he's just
Ezio styles, like
sure.
And then they retract. He's
what
got
is
like
that?
he's got like Wolverine claws like underneath his.
Sure. Give me a second.
What you doing?
I was looking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. There. God, let me click the button too.
I'm sorry.
All right, you're up.
I don't know. Okay. We don't need a sub race for him.
Nope. You could also just left it there.
Well, to clean up the sheet a little. Okay. Cool. So now I'm gonna pull up his snapshot. And then I can do the thing. Yep. Wow! Wow! Well, technically the second one was I had to fix it. So, yeah.
Oh.
I had to fix it because technically the second one was also this sheet.
Yeah. Wow! Sparkle noises.
Sparkly noises. So, we know this is Adrien.
There we
Adrien
go.
Gilson, yeah. There we go. We're gonna do them on that side. You good?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Physical description.
how old do we think Adrien is?
That's what we have this for.
24.
24, 45, or 39. Take your pick.
Like, I don't know. I just picture Adrian's. He's a younger guy.
Okay, 24.
And it's sad that he's so young and he's already lost his humanity type thing.
He's not used to murdering people. That's why he lost his humanity.
Did I spell number right?
Yes.
Okay. Because we get to learn the spelling so that way it doesn't autocorrect.
Smart.
I was gonna learn the spelling of this
Gilson.
one. So that way it doesn't autocorrect.
The name Gilson, it didn't recognize. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
I like that too, so we have more room to write.
Okay. 24-year-old Nambaru with...
He's got long hair, because he tucks it behind his ears.
Okay. Do we know what color his hair is? I think he should go reddish hair. Red, blonde, or
Auburn.
brown?
I think auburn.
Auburn, yeah.
Yeah. He's got long auburn hair.
Nice.
He often tucks behind.
Behind.
Yeah, behind
Bebind.
his ears when he gets nervous. Nevis.
Nevis.
Autocorrect is my best friend.
I guess. Okay. What's his stature? Large. Average.
I think he's got a
Kind of short.
I think he's kind of lanky.
So tall and skinny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lanky frame. With long arms.
I don't think you need to establish that he's got long arms, but I think it's just generally assumed he's got long arms if he's lanky.
He's got his long arms. People will be like, "Man, is that like Slender Man type?"
Anyways, hey there.
Hello.
He has a lanky frame. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just leave it at that.
And often, do you think he wears like what type of clothing do you think he wears?
Dark clothing.
Like, he wears,
Actually,
like,
no, he would not wear dark clothing.
So it's
Despite being an assassin, because he's on the coastline, remember?
Well-
He does. So I just imagine he's got a specialty of assassinations in the coastlines. So sand, water. So he probably wears either like bluish gear or like tan or dark brown, depending on the coastline that he's on.
Or would you think that he just often wears the clothing of wherever he gets assigned to?
Yeah,
To assassinate,
exactly.
yeah. So, like, not necessarily he wears that color because of where he's at. I think the coastline's just where his current
Right.
assassination is going to be.
That's the thing. I mean,
his current mission is.
you have to think about what everybody would see him right now.
So if he's going to a competition to do his current assassination, then he's dressed up like a competitor in that competition. I think, because I think he is assigned to this he's assigned to assassinate somebody at this competition.
Right.
But to do so, to like infiltrate the competition, to do that, he's a competitor. Like, he joined as a competitor. So he just is dressed up like whatever gear you would use for this competition, right?
I mean, no.
Why?
Because if it's an assassination competition,
I'm
right?
not saying no. I don't think it's an assassination competition. I think it's just a normal, like, could be a jousting competition. It could be just a fighting competition.
Not be jousting.
Knight's Tale. But this could be a pig wrangling or a fish wrangling. I just think this is a normal competition, right?
Okay.
But he is assigned. He has to assassinate somebody at this competition. Like that's his.
Then yes.
His job. So he's just dressed like.
Okay, then yes, he would be dressed in a competitor's outfit.
Yeah, I don't think it's an assassination competition.
It might be.
I think that would be a weird competition. Like, okay.
Yeah, I'm well aware. I mentioned that.
That's fair.
All right. So, I mean, and can be seen wearing competition clothing. Why don't you just write that?
And often wears clothing responding to his
current job.
Yeah, current job. Okay. His goals are
find his humanity.
Yes. He's gonna find his humanity through winning this competition.
Or it could just be killing whoever it is that he needs to kill. Like, maybe the reason he became an assassin was somebody did something bad to him instead. Hence why he would be callous as well.
Okay.
And so I assume he has been an assassin for a little bit, and he became an assassin. This could go under that one thing, right? The defining moment, because somebody was assassinated in his family, and he is now basically he lost something during that time, like he lost his feelings.
So because he's subservient and such, I'm thinking what happened was that he got assigned to his assassin job. Like, that's not what he wanted to do, because he was a commodore and he kind of got he didn't have any other choice. He got assigned to this at a very young age, and so that's kind of what he's done. That's all he's kind of known since the war has started, and he hasn't really realized how callous he's become to, and how numb to, like, killing and stuff, until this competition. Until he realized that he needs to win his humanity back. What do you think?
I mean, that works for me. So does he even complete a job in here, or?
That's the thing. Is he torn? Is he torn about killing the person he was assigned to kill here?
So here's the thing: if we're writing a story for an assassin, he's got to be an assassin. Right now, we're just writing a story for a mercenary.
Well, this could be a mercenary assassin, though.
Why don't we just put mercenary adventurer then?
Well, he's an assassin, right? But he, like, that's his job. That's what he was hired. Like, he works as an assassin under somebody. In kind of a, this is my assigned position.
Yeah, but then we're not writing anything having to do with an assassin.
Well, that's their job, is to assassinate somebody.
Okay. So how does that help him find his humanity?
Well, him finding his humanity would be that this is his job, right? That this is what he's been hired to do. This is what he does. But then he's realizing that he's lost his humanity through one of his assassin jobs. Maybe it's the one at this competition. And so
do you think his job would be to assassinate somebody young? then?
Potentially.
Or pretend, or you know what? If we want to throw in, if we wanted to tie in Laurie's story, technically you could tie in Laurie's story, by doing Delta, right? And his job could be to assassinate Laurie.
If we wanted to tie in Laurie's story.
If we want to.
I also am thinking we could do, like, a parfait that he's been assigned to assassinate.
Very possible.
Or it could be somebody from...
I'm thinking Laurie, because the Nambu don't necessarily like Laurie at this point.
That's fair. So, would it be that, so he wants to win a competition. So is he... So maybe this is before the point in Laurie's story where the lab event happened.
Yeah.
And just because we had... So I think this is a coastline. This could be a coastline that is near that mountain. Mm-hmm. So Laurie could have traveled out here to this coastline.
Yeah.
So do you think Laurie would be a participant in this competition? Whatever this is?
Very possible.
Do you think this is a brewing competition?
Yeah, I can see that. He does have healing potions, so he's obviously at least a decent crafter.
Oh, I mean, the healing
also
potion
just bought it, but
yeah, the healing potion might have been something that he bought or was gifted.
Yeah,
but Laurie is a healer.
Mm-hmm.
So
this could be a healing competition.
Through he wants to find his humanity through
competing in a doctor off.
Oh gee, I can totally just write a love story about this.
No. She already likes treats with a little bit of respect. The other guy.
Gerard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like...
Not Butler, by the way.
He's kind of her butler.
No, I mean not Gerard Butler.
I know what you mean. To find...
I mean, technically you could, but I don't know how old Laurie is.
We didn't give Laurie an age. We equated Laurie to Snow White.
So, 797.
So, we technically Snow White's 14, but I don't think Laurie's 14.
Laurie is not 14.
Snow White being 14 also is just kind of weird because she does not look 14.
No.
She looks like she's at least
20, like 9.
No, she, like, in her late teens, early 20s at least, is what she looks like.
Alright, I guess. She was also asleep for a very long time.
No, that's Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now, look. I know I'm getting distracted.
You are. We have limited time here. Yeah, now ask how old is Snow White?
Oh, Snow White's 14, I know. But, like...
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I could see 14, maybe.
Yes.
Oh, no.
I don't know pretty much any 14-year-olds that would dress like that.
I mean, that's fair. But how many 14-year-olds from, the Disney lands do you know?
5.
Laurie, though. Maybe.
No. Denied.
That's where that tangent went from. Like, where that tangent originated is Laurie. Okay. By the way, we can add pictures in the Scrivener, too. So if we do get pictures of, like, inspiration, we can add them later.
You can add pictures into Google Docs.
Yeah. But no, like a separate document things that are up there. And then you can have note cards and stuff. It's pretty cool. Okay. So he wants to find his humanity. And I I think when he gets into the competition, he does want to win the potion, the brewing competition. Win the brewing competition. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, there
Okay, important people.
we go. Lori.
Lori.
I'm sure it's not LAU.
Let me look. Let me make sure that we're spelling right.
LORIE. Okay.
Left out an E. Lori. Lori is target of his
Assassination.
target slash makes him question his morals. Then we have, what group does he? Do you think he was hired by the
Well, which group
House
did you say
Rare?
you were? Yeah. Honestly, does he like your character?
Potentially. I don't know about my character. I don't know anything about my character yet.
Okay.
But that could be something we add into this.
Yeah. House Square, and then just employer.
Yeah. Player. Then items. So the claws.
Poison tip claws.
What was assassin weapon? Weapon. Gee, that's not.
Poisoned typed weapons. Weapons.
Gee, that's pretty bad.
You also don't
Assassin
need ED. Just poison tipped. Nope. Wrong one. The poisoned.
Oh, poisoned.
There we
That's
go.
fair.
Poison tipped. There we
Okay.
go. Healing potion.
What type of healing potion do we think?
What do you mean?
Like, do we have any specifics on the type of healing potion?
That's because I don't have any healing potions made yet.
Okay. So right now it's just a general healing potion. Okay. Story goes in his early life. Adrien was born a commoner in the kingdom
Of Patrimoine.
Patrimoine, which I am not gonna spell correctly, but we can go back and fix it.
Commoner. Patrimoine. No, that's right. You had it right.
Oh, I had it right?
Yes.
Okay.
In the city of Guerre.
So, did he come from this kingdom of Patrimoine, or did he come from a different kingdom and his family had to move over to that area, or did he go to seek employment in this
I mean,
mercenary organization?
technically, you could also say Adrien was born a commoner in a non-brew kingdom.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, I only have 3 kingdoms currently. That way, you know, it doesn't limit us. Other than it's got to be a non-brew kingdom.
Adrien comes from a grew up in a
EAUX.
I still mess it up. Kingdom. His family was...
Actually, you could just say, his family was,
forcing him and his siblings to find ways to make,
extra cash.
yeah, extra cash. Adrien found himself...
Excelling.
Oh, found himself... Or Adrian's, because he's... Adrian's perceptive nature and dexterity. I think he's got good dexterity.
Honestly, actually, so if you wanted to do introverted and his perceptive and introverted nature made him a prime, you know, like stealther, like somebody that can just hide in the background, which would be good for an assassin, by the way. So he would be targeted by people looking for assassins.
Yeah, I'll do that. It's perceptive and stealthy.
You were struggling today.
Yeah, I think I've struggled most times. Promise I'm
Today
not...
worse than normal.
Yeah, we're both kind of struggling today.
Yeah.
I found him prime target for the recruiters from the House Greer mercenary organ.
A royal lineage.
Royal lineage. Lineage specializing in...
How did you get 09?
Dude, I don't know. Specializing in mercenaries.
I'm gonna need to stop going after every single word.
He was trained. He began training to be... Began his training. I know, I'm just annoying the crap out of you.
Just a little bit.
At the age 13 and was assigned his first mission at 16.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, he's 20. He's 20. What did we say? 24 now.
24.
So he's been at he's lost his humanity over the years.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think 16 or 15?
16 works.
Okay. Gruesome. Specialty and poisons.
Mm-hmm. So, while she's typing, we did get to play D&D, finally, as you know, we were on one side, finally. What?
I'm thinking of the word. Don't worry.
Okay. And again, so my character is Bubba Bugga. He's a bugbear. Our character is named Echo, a void elf,
An astral elf.
Astral elf. So yesterday, what happened? And I'm a little salty about this. I'll explain why. Because we were just meandering through the forest, right? Blah, 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 right? We were doing habadoo, right? And, you know, that was my guy talking. Because the rest of the group is all introverted. Both in reality and in non-reality. Keep typing. So I can make a character too at some point.
I'm sorry. You could have made the first character.
No, you got this. I believe in you.
Okay.
And
We abandoned you.
Yeah, so we were walking through the forest, right? And we came across some grunting in the bushes, right?
Yes.
And so we heard some grunting in front of us. Somehow didn't hear it behind us until we turned around. Then we noticed the grunting behind us. And out came some zombies. All right.
Which we didn't know what they were because none of our characters have ever seen a zombie before.
You're right. Out came some them there stumbling folk from the alcohol place, right? And so my guy, right? He was always taught by his mama that when the stumblers come out, you just punch them and knock them out, right? And that's what helps them because then they go to sleep and they aren't a danger to anybody. So my guy decided, well, I'm gonna run up and try to punch him. So you know, I ran up to two zombies, tried to punch them. I actually succeeded, thank you very much. And because I have long reach, I could attack from a distance. And then I ran back to the group. But then, and here's what bothers me. Then 3 other zombies came out, or 3 other stumblers came out, right? And I was like, oh, dang, that's not good. So then my pet Roscoe was there hanging out with us. So they started attacking. Our barbarian friend ran forward, attacked the guys that I was doing. You teleported away.
I teleported away in first round because I have a ranged weapon, and if I'm within 5 feet, I'm going to get disadvantage.
Yeah, but you were not within 5 feet.
I was for the start because they got up right next to me.
Yeah, one did, yeah. So
Actually, 2 did because I got attacked by 2 different ones.
how did you get...
I got attacked by the big guy and by the smaller guy. Smaller guy missed, and then the big guy is chilled.
No, that's true. Fair enough. So she teleported away.
Favorite. Favorite.
So she teleported away. Note, that is one character that has already left. To be fair, she didn't. She just moved further away, is what happened. Second one. Ran over and did thunderclap. Unfortunately, all the zombies passed. So, hadn't run away yet. Barbarian ran over, attacked my guy. Or attacked the guy that I had attacked. So at this point, you're like, alright, cool, right? Roscoe.
Roscoe is his familiar.
Yeah, so then the zombies went by. Our big zombie that we were taking on ran over to try to attack the thunderclapper, which is fine. And the small zombie, I don't even remember what he did. I think he also tried to get to... Zombie tried to attack Roscoe and missed. Oh god. Man. Sorry. So, you know, zombies did their thing. Barbarian ran over. And I was like, alright, cool. So I'm gonna try and help out our druid friend. So Roscoe and I tried to take on that person. Or we basically just tried to take on our guy that we had. Which is fine, right? Now, here's the thing. The druid went wild-shaped, turned into a wolf, and did their attack, and then ran 50 feet away. To be fair, had just gotten hit pretty hard for like 11 damage, I think. So, reasonable. But, note, that is now 2 people out of a group of 4 that have left. Next up was the zombies again. I think you teleported even further away, right?
Yeah, but then I got closer because I felt bad.
Afterwards.
Yeah, I was getting further away.
Yeah.
Because things were moving. And
right.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense. So she teleported further away. So now it's me, Roscoe, and the barbarian here, right? The problem is the barbarian was like here. I was over here with Roscoe, and there were 3 zombies like over here. So these 3 zombies over here ran over to myself and Roscoe, and were trying to kill us. Roscoe, I then had him go loop around and try to help out the barbarian, which he did. He gave the barbarian flanking. Barbarian ended up critting and killing one of the zombies. Go team, right? And then he ran. The barbarian did. He ran, so barbarian was here, right? He ran, if I'm here, he ran this way. That way. And ran further from me. So all the zombies, now going, well, I can't hit them, I can't hit them, I can't hit them, decided to surround me. So I ended up surrounded, fighting 3 zombies, and one person teleported twice, one person ran away, the other person ran in an opposite direction away from the zombies. So now I'm sitting there going, where'd all my friends go? Luckily enough, I remembered a 3.5 edition Pathfinder rule that doesn't necessarily work, but he let me have it anyways, because dang freaking attacks of opportunity would have killed me. And so we did end up winning, which is great, but yeah, I love how in the first fight against 5 zombies, I was abandoned by an entire team of people. I'm sad. Could have taken the disengage action. Dang it. To be fair, your idea was actually better to teleport away. So. You know nothing would have gotten to you after the first one, right?
Yeah. We didn't know what else was out there, to be fair, too.
Right, so wouldn't you stay close?
Yeah, I did
you
also
just kind of teleported into the woods somewhere.
I also did get hit by friendly fire because the thunder wave.
She got hit for 5 points of damage by friendly fire, and that was it.
5 points of damage out of 25 total, so...
I got hit for 15.
Yeah.
Out of 30. One dude did half my damage in 1 hit.
Yeah. Well, saying that, like... ensuring I didn't get hit more?
Yes.
By anything? Plus, I have a weapon that's got a long range of 300 feet, meaning that I can, you know.
I mean, you still have to be able to see him, technically.
Yeah, but I could probably see from 300 feet. It was during the day.
Yeah, but there's also trees.
Yeah.
At some point, don't you think there would be cover?
I don't know. Well, he was allowing it. He didn't mention anything about there were trees in the battlefield.
Fair.
So,
We'll assign a fairly typical Michigan. Dangerous for some reason. I'm assuming they just didn't tell him what the reason was? Okay. Note, guys, this is why you don't just, follow blindly. Yeah. Nice.
So, here's another question.
Oh.
Is Adrian still alive, or is this somebody that could be dead, like, even in our backstory type thing?
That's for me to decide.
Well, because of the current pursuits type thing.
We're gonna find out.
Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have very much to say right now as I'm typing.
Yeah.
So,
Don't worry, you get to tell your half of the story next time.
Yeah, I really don't have much to say, to be honest. I was just kind of Iron Man propulsion.
Well, so I started blasting.
Yeah, so I started blasting. I started with some magic missiles, and then did some propulsion blast.
Yep.
My lightning launchers, and that was about it.
How many more magic missiles did you have?
I had 2 more spell slots.
2 more spell slots? Okay.
I was saving them for cure wounds, though.
Fair.
In case I needed it.
You had cure wounds?
Yes, I have cure wounds. That's why I was getting closer to the battlefield so I could heal somebody if I needed to. I
feel like I didn't wounds cured.
Yes. However, I was doing 8 damage in every single round, except for the round where I crit. Then I did 16 damage.
Which is just 8 times 2.
It's just 8 times 2.
Anyway.
That was the most average dice rolling, and it wasn't always hit the same numbers. It was just in general. In magic missiles, I rolled 8.
Yeah.
All my attacks, I rolled 8. At a certain point, I was just like, can you guess what? It's an 8. Again, 16? That's 8 times 2.
You began to fancy her. Not threatening. Or so she seemed. Oh, goodness. Unfortunately, we don't really actually have too much to say in regards, because that's pretty much what we did in the session was combat.
Oh yeah, no, it really much proved our point as combat in D&D 5e can take a whole session.
Took about 2 hours with 5 zombies.
5 is, to be fair.
To be fair, it was our first combat also in like 2 years.
And also, if we would have used cleave rules,
then
it could have gone so much faster, because one time we got a crit.
Yeah, I still don't think it would have killed the other guy, though.
It would have knocked down his health.
Yeah.
But it could have gone faster with cleave rules. I like cleave rules.
Cleave rules are dope. Basically, if you kill something, any leftover damage gets spread onto the next closest bad guy. Assuming it would make sense for it to. She was beautiful.
Yeah, so today we've been listening to a lot of
2010, 2013.
2013 type music, yeah. So you've made me listen to Shut Up and Dance With Me like
twice
already.
Only twice. You gotta shut up and dance.
So I had an assignment, and I didn't even have an assignment. I helped out a friend with her assignment. to change Shut Up and Dance With Me to Shut Up and Conjugate. So I listened to that song so many times because I edited her video for that. And actually, I filmed her video for that and then recorded them and then edited it. Honestly, I did most of the work. I should have gotten credit for that project. I can't remember if she paid me for it or if I just did it as a favor. But if she paid me, it would have been like high school money, so it would have been like, you know, like $20 maybe. For like a lot more work than it. Mainly the most work was it getting stuck in my head.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because she was everything he was missing from his life. Dang.
Humanity that happens.
Oh, God. Sorry. We're kind of Aries. Where did I even put my phone? I think it's on the bed still. By the way, one of these days we're gonna figure out how to keep the fan on too.
Well, you might have to get another fan, and even so, it'd have to be a silent fan because then it would interfere with the audio.
Because I'm like right next to my computer, which actually isn't that hot, which is good.
Yeah, your computer stays pretty cold.
Yeah.
Or pretty neutral.
I mean, fairly cold for a computer.
Yeah.
Perfect. Cold air. Let's see. We're using Scrivener. What is y'all's favorite writing, note-taking tools, software?
Well, we've already heard pen and paper, which
we have heard pen and paper.
Always a great way to take notes.
Yeah. Scrivener, Google Docs. We honestly didn't even say Microsoft Word. Like, that wasn't even an option that we had, technically.
Okay, at least to me, I feel like Microsoft Word is something I use at work, and I use to school a lot, and so I've kind of gotten, like...
You also get it free for both of those.
Yeah. Then once you graduate, once you're not at work, whenever you're at home, you're like, nah.
Somebody messaging me?
Yep.
Who?
My dad.
Oh, nice.
So, I will check that in a minute. Something. Get back. Pursuits. I'm gonna say current pursuits, as in this little backstory timeline that Adrien must decide between
job and
between his mission or his humanity.
Nice.
Will he But this has just become the back cover of a freaking romance novel.
Yeah. Probably with a knife or a claw is how I would say he would make his mark.
By death or by love?
Really going for this romance novel, aren't you?
Yeah.
Alright.
Don't be surprised if I come back with this written.
If you come back with what written?
The rest of the story.
I feel like there's more things that we need to write besides their love story.
Okay. Out of the Val, let's see him.
I mean, probably as an assassin. They probably don't really feel one way or another among him. If you're going for public perception, like how the majority of public would, would view him, then he would be an assassin.
Him as
a tool.
A great worker.
As a loyal servant.
As a loyal servant, yeah. Honest servant.
Okay.
Cetarians.
A Cetarian. Only Lori knows him.
Only meet Adrien under other names. Typically for
typically only to die.
Moments during his missions.
Okay. I feel like the Kabbalion could honestly be the same thing. Cause I feel like, I feel like they would, for him, I feel because he's a commoner, he's not really that well known.
Technically, for it to be an assassination versus a murder, the person has to be somewhat famous or known. I think that's typically the thing.
I mean, I would say it has to be a job.
Yeah, well, that can also be.
Professional murderer. I feel like that has a name.
Esoterian marks. There we go. Perfect!
And would be happy to kill him on sight.
Perfect.
Because, well, that's kind of what they do.
Okay. Ready?
Sure.
Okay. We got him. We got Adrien Gilson.
Okay.
So, this 24-year-old non-brute with long auburn hair that he often tucks behind his ears when he gets nervous. He has a lanky frame and often wears clothing corresponding to his current job. His current goals
are to
find his humanity and win the brewing competition.
Yeah.
Important people in his life are Lori, a target/mark that makes him question his morals, and House Greer, which is his employer. Some items he has on him is his poison-tipped claws, which is typically what he's using as his assassin weapon, and healing potion. So
the healing potion is more for him in case he poisons himself.
Yes. And he's on his healing competition, so maybe this is the type of potion he's using to base his...
That's fair.
His one on. So the story goes... I think this is what Brawlhalla does with theirs.
Yes.
So I kind of like that whole thing. Instead of just saying backstory. So the story goes... Adrien grew up in a non-brew kingdom. His family... Or do you want to read it? Because
you got it.
Okay. Adrien grew up in a non-brew kingdom. His family was running low on resources, forcing him and his siblings to find ways to make extra cash. Adrien's perceptive and stealthy nature.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that it was... Oh, you good?
Yeah.
Your necklace messing up?
I literally could not figure out how to take it off.
His
There.
perceptive and stealthy nature found him a prime target for the recruiters from House Guerrero, a royal lineage specializing in mercenaries. He began his training at age 13 and was assigned to his first mission at 16. Always following orders without question and honest. I'm going to say honest first. Honest and always following orders without question. He became a favorite of his employer. His specialty in poisons has separated him from some from the gruesome nature of his work, but even so, over time he's become numb to death and the value of life.
So, by the way, what if he found out that there was corruption in House Square, right? And so his honest nature was, after talking to Lori, right? He questioned his job for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And so what if his...
So further on...
So what if his current pursuits...
Yeah.
Right? Is to clean the corruption from royal lineages.
That's fair. Because one of the things we did talk about with House Guerrero was that somebody was trying to overthrow it.
Yeah. That's his current pursuits.
Yeah.
That is very big text.
Yeah, because it's taken the public perception one.
Weird.
Question. We're gonna actually put this in his defining moment, then.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. And I'll read the defining moment in a second. But then after questioning his
mission.
His very purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Adrien has begun
a royal cleanse.
Looking into the
assumed corruption.
Possible.
Yeah.
Gee. Corruption. Gee, I do corruption so much because in our other thing in the mutagenesis, corruption is like one of the big, like the big bad guy. So I'm surprised I'm messing up even corruption. Gee. And this is how we can tie in the last thing I haven't tied in yet.
Oh. By the way, this is a dragon necklace. I don't know where the thing is. This is a dragon necklace right here. Yeah, you guys can sort of see it. And it's got a little magnet on it, so I'm not going to move it any closer to the screen because magnets and screens are terrible. And she has the other one. It's a silver one. You can't see it because she's got gray on, but it's there. I promise. It's there. See? And they can do something super cool, which is
they form a heart.
They do the ding where they're like that, and then it's a cute little heart of dragons. See?
Yep.
And wait, hang on. I'm gonna actually. Does mine go on top, or does yours go on top?
I think it's either way.
So, the dragons.
And then you can interlock their tails too, but then whenever you interlock them, I don't think the magnets line up correctly.
Yeah.
Or maybe if you do it like that. No, I guess mine has to be on top.
Yeah.
Because other way it doesn't work.
So, yeah.
Okay. So let's go back to this one now.
Oh, is that for his findings?
So, one day Adrien was assigned a fairly typical mission. He was to enter a brewing competition. Brewing was one of his specialties on the coast. And actually, we're gonna put Brewing was one of his specialties.
This helps because now we know there's a city on the coast somewhere.
Yes. And the brewing competitions are a thing.
Yes.
His mark was a non-brew lady.
Question, was this a big brewing competition or was this a fairly small brewing competition?
I think it's large enough where he can kind of get in there without much trouble.
Well, I think that would be small then.
Well, I think it's large enough for just about, like...
Because
it has a lot of competitors in it, so him competing in it isn't going to make a scene. Like, it's not going to be like they're analyzing each competitor type thing.
That's fair.
So I think this is probably part of a festival, maybe, that they do yearly. His mark was a non-brew lady, an esoterian, dangerous for some reason, but he never asked questions or worried about the why. His job was how. Upon entering the competition and meeting this girl... I'm
surprised you put that there.
What?
Originally.
What?
But, comma, upon.
Yeah, I like using, like, the, oh gee, what are they called? Where you say something and then comma.
Yeah.
I took AP
like,
World...
however, comma.
I took AP World History class, and it very much changed the way I write stuff, and I've been trying to break from that. Because that was something that they...
I've stopped putting double spaces after my sentences.
You have! I'm proud of you. You've gotten pretty good at that. And actually capitalizing things correctly, too.
Writing 30 pages will do that to you.
That's fair, the more that you write. Upon joining the competition and meeting this girl, Lori was her name, he began to feel conflicted. This girl was full of life and joy. She loved people and learning things.
Enter romance novel for a character. She was
beautiful and alluring. But why? Was it because she was everything he was missing from his life? The humanity that had been stolen from him when he joined these mercenaries, when life became an object you take, a task to complete, rather than the beautiful thing Lori displayed. Maybe humanity was something he needed to get back. Adrien must decide between his mission...
is it supposed to be his humanity, or...
No, this humanity.
Okay.
Like the humanity that Lori displayed.
Okay.
Adrien must decide between his mission or his humanity. How will he make his mark? By death or by love? That was my little romance novel thing. Adrien totally sounds like a name from a romance novel, yes. And so does Lori.
Yes. This is where somebody posts a book in chat and says, "You read this one?"
Current pursuits. After questioning his very purpose, Adrien has begun looking into the possible corruption within House Guerrero. He writes his findings as little notes within books, which he plans to share with Lori.
Nice.
And part of Lori's thing, remember, we had the non-brew discovering things. So what if the non-brew that went to kill the parfaits were people from House Guerrero who found these notes that Lori had on her about the happenings of House Guerrero?
So the guards there were actually just mercenaries?
Mm-hmm.
That were hired to look like guards?
No, I mean, they were mercenary guards.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's also possible that...
But the House Guerrero took that mission and said, we'll take care of it, so that they could try to find this. Potentially.
Or maybe they didn't even know that. Maybe it was just they happened to stumble across that whenever Lori was there.
That's fair.
Type thing. So they didn't actually realize that she had these on her, or that this was Lori who had been kind of a target for a while. Enough. I think that Lori has a lot of backstory to her, though. Yeah. I think we're going to have multiple characters that have interacted with Lori.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And also quite a few that think that she is somewhat alluring.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of the traits we had gotten from her, was that she was alluring, I believe.
I think so.
So then, with public perception, the Valet, Adrien is only known to House Guerrero, who view him as a loyal, honest servant. Mm-hmm. Esoterians only meet Adrien under... Adrien. What did I say?
Adrien.
Yeah, I was thinking Aaron.
All right.
Because
Why were
I
you
had
thinking Aaron?
because if Aaron was my character,
Okay. The other rogue?
yeah, and her name, the E and the N right there, made me think of that.
Okay.
The A and the N.
I love how you still highlighted the D.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm struggling. Only meet Adrien under other names, typically in passing moments during his missions. The Cabalians, as Adrien is mostly assigned to Esoterian marks, Cabal's forces know little of his existence.
Basically, they'd kill him just because.
Yeah, basically.
No actual reason, they just kill him.
Basically, Cabal's people just don't even know this guy exists, so they don't really have a viewpoint of him.
Yeah.
And Taba, we have Adrien now.
Nice.
I think this is much more like I like how this. I think it took a little longer, but we also have a much more like in-depth
Information.
type thing for him. I actually really like him. Maybe it's because he's tied to Laurie's story, and
I think it's because he's tied to Laurie's story, and that's it.
Yeah. And because you got like a romance novel plot happening. But what happens when Adrien finds out about Gerard?
Assuming he's still alive.
Assuming, yeah, we don't know if Adrian's still alive. I would think as soon as House Guerrero finds out that he is...
Oh, he'd be dead in an instant.
Yeah. Though, this might be something that happens during the campaign, though.
Oh, yeah.
Is that he's somebody and then that happens. Okay. First guy done. I think we're gonna get to 2 tonight.
Probably.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We're gonna move this to the trash because I accidentally did that one. Okay, cool. I'm gonna save real quick too, just because that was a lot of typing.
Click.
Okay.
Yay.
It's your turn now.
Yep.
And I get to
You get to do the rolling.
Yeah.
Nope, that one.
And I gotta turn back on the wheels.
Still did not turn on the wheel, though.
Well,
oh, yeah, you did. Okay.
I did.
All right.
Okay, let's see who we get.
Who do I get? Ooh, another good guy.
Another good guy. We get another, violent. That's weird, because we've been getting bad guys.
Only bad guys.
Yeah. It'd be funny if it was another non-brew. Yeah, before next time, we'll change the speeds on all the wheels. We got
This is
Sverigen.
Sverigen, okay. Is this our first good Sverigen?
No,
Awergen.
No, Svenja was good.
Svenja was good? Okay.
Mhm.
Alright.
Guy or girl?
Oh boy. We've had 2 girls Sverigens. Alright, 3rd girl Sverigen. Are all Sverigen women?
This is what we're finding out.
Except for Grawl, by
They're an
chance.
exclusively female race. Technically, if we do have different genders for some of the races too, we can add that in. We just don't know that yet. So like if one race is exclusively one gender or they have like another thing, but we're just going male female because that's what we have right now. Okay. Good job. The options are gonna be.
Can you please change this one?
Yeah, I'll change this one. I'm not sure if that takes longer for the. Okay, storyteller's one of them.
Storyteller.
Which could be really interesting.
I already know where they would be.
A
Commander. Ooh, okay. Oh, I love that.
You're excited. Or a militia guard.
Huh. I mean, he could be a commander of a militia guard. To be fair.
And so we rolled 2 on the classes, like social classes.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see, location. Ooh, the dead forest.
Okay.
We got dead forest. Let's see.
I kind of like that option, honestly. We have the sea.
Ooh, a commander, like a pirate. Like.
Yeah.
Dead Forest Sea and the mountains. See, this could be a Svergen in the mountains.
So to be fair, the only thing that makes sense is Svergen in the mountains. Okay.
So to be fair, if they're a commander, they could have gone out to somewhere that's not their home.
That's true.
Like the sea.
Yeah.
I don't really see any Svergen on the sea, though.
No.
They don't seem like a type of race that would be out there. Okay, let's see. Oh, thank
Cool.
goodness.
All right. Can you do... So we can just leave it at that one.
Okay.
Do Commoner, Commander, Mountains.
Well, we'll do it whenever
Yeah.
we...
I can promise you those are going to be the 3 that we're going for.
I like the fact that you're so much more decisive than me. I'm like, let's wait and see. And you're like, nope, I know what I'm going for already.
Ambitious, okay.
Ambitious.
This is going to be fun.
You're so excited about this one already. Industrious.
All right. Don't like any of these so far.
Adventurous.
Cool. Ambitious and industrious and adventurous. I already got those 2.
One of these is gonna throw a loop into what you're thinking.
Most likely. Oh, US.
Oh, US? Okay, yeah, that's right. I'll highlight them whenever we go over to it.
How is martyr being a negative trait, though?
Oh,
Pretentious.
if
okay.
you're made into a martyr, that's not good for you.
I mean, that's because you died.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily a negative trait. That's honestly a stingy, okay?
Technically, it's a personality trait of somebody that's a martyr that's always the victim.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, I think that's what that one's supposed to be.
Okay.
Pretentious, stingy, and then cruel.
Pretentious is like stuck up, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, and then quirks.
Honestly, I may only go 1 negative trait out of those 3.
Mhm.
To anything, person, or animal before they kill it. Okay. Oh yeah, post this text.
And I can actually do that on this one. Oh, we're doing quirks.
Huh? Oh yeah. Can't leave a bar without having a drink. For what I have planned, that one will not work. Just throwing that out there.
Okay. Well, that's why we spent it 3 times.
Yeah. Okay, technically I could wear glasses even though they need them. Can I change that one up just a little bit?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, we're allowed to change these up as needed.
Okay, well then I'm good there. I know what I'm doing there.
Okay.
Okay,
Another healing potion.
Interesting.
Do that.
So... Yes.
Is this working out well for you?
Yeah. By the way, note, can you put Grawl?
Yes. Grawl has an H at the end, right?
Yes. This is so good.
A buffing potion. So we got a healing potion, a buffing potion.
So you accidentally.
I must have accidentally copied that, right?
You accidentally copied the word items.
Oh, okay.
On the other one.
Gotcha.
See. So it was like I can't.
I can't do that. I don't know.
If you did.
There we go.
What in the world? Okay.
There we go. And then the motivation. So we're gonna do 3 from this one. Or...
do 2 from here, 1 from the bad.
Okay.
I think that's how we're gonna do it. I think if we get a bad guy, we're gonna do 2 from the bad, 1 from the good, and being accepted by other. Okay.
Does this throw a wrench in your stuff yet?
Not yet, I guess. Giving oneself. Okay.
That's funny. We've already gotten that one before.
I think we also got being accepted by others.
Do we want to redo these since we've already gotten both of them before?
I'm pretty sure they were also both
by the same person.
No. Forgiving oneself was Erno.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and respin.
Yeah, I think we're gonna respin.
We're throwing in our respin duplicate clause. Navigating H. Okay, that could work.
Just for the sake of
having a little bit of
variety.
Yeah.
We're invoking that clause. We invoked it last time too.
To be fair, we invoke it all the time. Making someone proud. Ooh, okay, so family. Which, I mean, it's literally in there already.
And then, last one.
He is seeking death. Honestly, I'd be cool with seeking death. Controlling others? Eh. Alright.
Okay. Oh, and we gotta get a name.
Oh, man.
This is German.
This is German name.
Bergen.
Jurgen?
Jurgen names. And let me do my names one so that way y'all can see it better.
Alright, and then roll really quick.
This is the female ones.
What? Oh, yeah. Oh, God, this was a female. Okay.
Anne-Marie.
I like Josephine.
Where is Josephine?
Yeah. It's either going to be Sina, Natasha, or Josephine.
Where's Natasha?
First one.
Which one fits better for what you... Because you already have something in mind for this person. Which one do you think describes them? Also, Victoria could be...
Honestly, I would probably go Sina or Natasha.
Should you do Victoria with a V-I-K?
Oh.
Which one fits?
Okay, maybe Mara.
Mara, I think of like... I have a person in my campaign named Mara.
Yeah.
She's a shark dragon person.
Yeah.
I think of like the sea.
All right, pick a name and then also so she's going to have 2 first names.
Okay.
Sina or Sina is how she's going to pronounce it.
Sina?
Yes.
Okay.
But you can give her a different first name. An actual first name.
Sina Vera.
Sina Vera? Okay.
Or Sina.
Well, so it would be something Sina. Sina's the second name. Yes, it's important. Because that's a self-given name. Could also be Verena.
The Grawl. What would the Grawl call somebody? I think Tara, honestly. Tara sounds like a Grawl. Then 6.
Okay.
Cruel. I think that sounds the most Grawl.
It would either be Kroll or Garrick.
I had to sneeze.
It would either be Kroll or Garrig.
I think Kroll.
Yeah.
I think Kroll. Give me just a second, and then we'll have the sheets up there.
This is gonna be great. I have many plans. We're gonna see if I can execute plans well.
And I'm going ahead and opening up
Yes.
her snapshot too, so that way. That way you'll have it already ready. Okay. So let's
All right.
switch over to.
Y'all are about to see how fast this goes.
Okay.
All right, so we are definitely going Commander. She is a Control B. We are going with the mountains and the dead forest here. She is ambitious and adventurous. She is stingy. She is honestly doing this. And she's trying to make somebody proud. She will be doing this. She is going to have this and this. And she's going to do that. Okay, there we go.
Okay. So we got.
And also Subrace Girl.
So we got
Isn't it
Tara.
LH?
Huh?
Isn't it LH?
Yes. We got Tara Orsina.
Cena.
Cena Kroll.
Mm-hmm.
She is a female Zvergan, a Grawl, which are the
blind ones.
The blind ones, yeah. I can see there.
Uh-huh.
Who are I was gonna say troll-like.
They're
like the
golem-esque.
Golem, yeah.
Yeah. But
Like
with
golem as in like
but like a whistly nose.
But like golem as in like Lord of the Rings golem.
Yes, Lord of the Rings golem.
Like Lord of the Rings golem mixed with SpongeBob.
Yes. Yeah.
Mixed with SpongeBob with the nose and a very long anteater like tongue.
Mm-hmm.
They're deep dwarves, deep gnomes.
Yes.
She is a Valiant, so she's part of the good guys.
Mm-hmm.
I keep saying good guys, but
She is part of the people that are believed to be the good guys.
most people that we've made so far that are part of the Valiant, part of their backstory is, man, the Valiant people aren't as good as we really remember them being. Type.
They're good guys in the sense that they don't necessarily want to kill people. They want to stop Cabal from coming. That's basically what the Valiant are.
Mm-hmm.
People that want to stop Cabal's forces.
Yeah, they want to stop Cabal's forces.
Everybody is on the terms that Cabal isn't necessarily the good guy.
Yeah.
Even the Esotar are like, I mean, look, if I had to pick a side, he's probably the bad guy.
Cabal is the one that they want to stop.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that we're going to stop him for the best means. And then the Esotarians... So the Valen are like, yeah, we're actively trying to stop Cabal.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Esotarians are like, we know that Cabal's not necessarily the best.
Yeah.
But we're not aligning ourselves with this group of people, and we're not actively really trying to stop Cabal.
So here's how I view it now. Now that we're talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
The Valiant are like, Cabal is the worst, we hate him, everything about him is bad.
Mm-hmm.
The Esotar, like, the Esotai, is like, look, Cabal forces are terrible, yes. Y'all aren't exactly saints, though. Cabal's forces are like, nah, the Valen are the worst. They are terrible, no good, very bad people. Like, they suck. I want everything about them to die.
We need to change up this whole system because you people in our current system are not good.
Exactly. So you've got one side who's like, nope, they suck. You got this side who's like, no, they suck. And then you got the side that's like, y'all both suck.
Yeah.
You're worse. Y'all ain't good, though.
Okay. So this person was a commoner, or is a commoner.
Is a commoner, yes.
Yes. They're a commander of some sort, which is kind of interesting because they're a commoner.
Uh-huh.
Their locations are both in the dead forest and in the mountains. The dead forest, this is the same dead forest with, okay.
It
so, Edward.
Uh-huh.
So, both forests this week are taking place with the whole Lori story. We're expanding upon that one.
Yes, this is 100% in Lori's story.
Edward is the parfait, or like the you have plans. I can see it. Your mood from whenever I was writing my story to now has just.
Look, this turned out very well. I did not think that one of my first Zvergan that I would thoroughly enjoy would be a Grawl, but it just worked out. Everything about it worked out.
Okay. In the mountains are also part of Lori's story.
Mm-hmm. They're actually pretty much the main part of Lori's story.
Yeah. Because the Grawl took Lori on behalf of the non-brew. However, the Grawl aren't necessarily wanting to do anything bad to her. They're just kind of keeping her there.
They're just hanging out with her.
To kind of protect her from the non-brew. So they're like, if in Snow White, because we're equating this to Snow White. So Lori is Snow White. The dwarf, like the Grawl, right, are like if the huntsman in Snow White and the dwarves in Snow White got combined into one, and instead of the huntsman being like, I gotta kill you now, and she's like, but I don't want to die, and then the huntsman being like,
oh, all right.
Okay, well, fine. Let me find a pig then, and well, yeah, because he delivers the pig's heart to the queen, and then she eats it.
Yes.
Instead of that, then he's like, okay, well, come live with me. I'll protect you.
Yep.
We won't tell the queen that you didn't actually die.
We're not gonna let her know that you're alive.
Hey, you know where any good pigs are? Type thing.
No, why do I know where the pigs are? Oh. Just curious.
So yeah, so that's what's happening.
Yep.
So her personality, the Scrawl, Cena, is ambitious and adventurous. Her negative trait is that she's stingy, and you only chose one negative trait, which I think is okay.
So I think if you do this, you don't want to give him too many traits, because then everything starts clashing.
So are we gonna go with 2 and 1 type thing, where
Very
we
possible.
either choose
same thing that we would do with the other one, where like the quirks, you can have 2 good quirks and a bad quirk, and pick from there if they're good guys. Because sometimes the bad quirks are honestly more fitting for whatever you have planned.
Yeah, sometimes they are, right? Because controlling others, you could.
Yeah.
Yeah. So motivations, navigating a changing family situation and making someone proud. Some other things
She's
about
a youngin'.
her is that she must apologize to anything, person, or animal before they kill it. And they refuse to wear glasses even though they need them. She has a sword and a buffing potion. So a potion that increases some sort of...
Increases some ability.
Ability, yes. Okay. I'm going to open this up where you can see her character sheet.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right, this is gonna be fun.
Okay, I want to know about Cena, because you seem to know a lot about Cena.
Yes. All right, so short and thin with I'm gonna go gray with gray shades.
So you spell gray with an E?
Yes.
No, that's just more of a question, because gray can be spelled with both an E and an A. The problem is, I have a character named Gray in my campaign. Who is been a pretty consistent character throughout the campaign. I have never been consistent with his spell. Like, I don't know if I've spelled his name on the character sheet with an A or an E. I think it's an A, but I wouldn't be surprised if I change it up.
Patches are...
And I can't remember if in British English, gray is spelled with an E, or if in American English it's spelled with an E. Like, which is which, because...
we probably have the A, honestly. British tend to use E a lot more than we do.
I don't know. That's something we can look up.
Because remember, like, most of our words, we just said, nah, we're going to drop the extra E.
Mm-hmm.
Because extra E's are dumb. In the world? Alright, I guess.
I just finally looked at the message I got earlier. It was a very failed panoramic shot.
She has, not matted, actually, yeah, matted,
yeah.
Black, no, knotted?
What are you kind of thinking of?
Hair that hasn't been combed in a while.
Matted, yeah.
Matted?
Yeah.
Matted hair, as she has never...
Tangled, too.
Thank you, tangled.
Yeah. I was trying to think. I have curly... I have, like, hair that gets tangled all the time.
Tangled, black hair. Gray.
But, speaking of gray,
Gray
I can say a little bit about the character named Gray in my campaign. He is a, owner of a bookshop who has quite a bit of backstory to him. He was somebody that they met in their first session. Second session, actually, I think. First session, I think y'all just escaped from prison. The second session, because he gave them one of their initial missions involved him, basically.
Yeah.
That y'all were given by the guild.
We had to go down and take out some people in the sewers.
Yeah, y'all were actually given 3 missions, for them to join the Adventurers Guild at the beginning of the campaign. They were given the choice between 3 different missions. They could either do an escort mission, they could retrieve an item, or they could, kill something. Like, defeat a creature. And I gave them variety, because I was like, I don't know yet how they want to play their characters and what they're going to have fun with, so I'm going to give them different options. Now, the whole thing was actually...
Alright.
What am I trying to say? It was a illusion of choice, more or less, because all of the missions led to the exact same place, and it was going to be the exact same, like, story playing out, but I just gave them the illusion of choice to...
Can you
have it where they...
favor?
Yes. What do you need?
No,
Want me to get it? You gotta get the scrivener and the wheel off.
The wheel. Okay.
And then you're gonna want to transition it.
And we're gonna transition really quick.
Okay.
So I need, which one is it? This one?
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason. God. What is this?
Apparently we're learning that Zvergan are only female.
All females. Unfortunately, that is not going to be the case. I just needed to know which one first. Can you roll me 2d6?
1, 2.
Oh god, sorry guys. They're female. No. Oh
Just hit cancel in there.
That one, and then how do I... No, right, now I have to go... Nope.
That's the Snow White one.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
There
Alright. You said 1 and what?
2.
1 and 2? Cool.
I like Odette. We also have Josefina. Back on there. No, at the top.
Josefina? Okay, cool. We're gonna go with important peaceful. Josefina.
Kroll?
Yep. And then can you roll me another 2d6, please? Or, you know what? Just 1d6. We don't need 2.
5.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What?
Robbie. Into Robbie. Cool.
Alright, roll one more.
Eric, Luke.
All of those are terrible.
I like Pascal.
We'll keep Pascal on the list, but...
4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Silvio.
Okay, cool. I'm glad. Hey, look, we actually did literally keep Pascal on the list.
Oh, that's fair. We didn't keep Pascal. Which one are you going with?
I think Silvio. I like better.
Okay.
Okay. And
you're gonna have to pull back up Scrivener on that unless you got anything else you want to generate right now.
As of right now, no.
Okay. Transition it.
There
you go.
All right, Josefina Kroll. Mother to you know.
Oh, that's fair. We can do that in the important people. We can do the the parents.
Yeah. Josefina and Silvio Kroll. Father. Lori.
Oh, Lori's in here too.
Uh-huh.
To be fair, I think when we made Lori, we did say she's probably gonna be in a lot of people's stories, like during that streaming session. How does she know? How does she know Lori?
Satarian target from the Nombrew.
It looks like she has a Nombrew target.
Huh?
Does she know her as an Esatarian, or does she know her as just a Nombrew?
Alright.
I mean, you can leave that on there, it's fine.
Target from the Nombrew there. And then we're also gonna have
Gerard.
Project. And Edward. Okay.
Ooh.
There's a reason for that.
Do you know what her goals are yet?
No.
Okay.
Text
Text.
All right. Item description. There we go. Yeah. Nailed it. Can you roll me a d4 here? I want this d4.
Does that count?
No. It's gotta be in the thing. It's gotta be in the thing.
Okay.
So 1, 2 is small, 3, 4 is big.
Well, 2 was what I rolled, so.
Alright, roll again. I hadn't gotten the thing out yet.
Okay. 2.
2? Okay.
I rolled 2 whenever I dropped it. I got 2 on the test die. I got 2 first, and then I got 2. I think it wants it to be
the dice
2.
like you're getting a 2.
Yeah.
Right? 2. Alright. Yeah. Short sword. Passed down from Silvio Kroll. Made of gold emblazoned. Is that right?
What are you trying to do?
Like extra stuff on it.
Adorned
with okay. This actually works. Adorned with give me a moment. I promise I know where I'm going. Actually, you know what? I don't need that. We're just gonna go back to Scrivener. Adorned with... Actually, I do need that. I lied. I did actually need it. Because we're gonna go...
And they can't see. He's referencing his documents.
My documents.
Which, whenever we transfer all that into Scrivener, you won't even have to go into Google Docs. See it?
Yes.
It'll be nice.
Yeah. Okay.
You found one that fits?
Yeah. Armed with Sia fonts. There we go.
But yeah, so the initial mission of my campaign, Illusion of Choice, they met Gray, during that mission. He is the bookkeep, like, not bookkeep, he's a owner of a bookshop, that's what I was trying to say. And throughout the story, they learned that he also just has a bunch of books on everybody, because he's magical. They also learned that he used to be an archmage, that his mother, his adopted mother, used to be the leader of the city to the west, which is called, what's that city called? Rennis, which is a very magical city, where the Magic Academy in the region, Magic Academy in the continent is based. And that, Gray was an archmage, even though he was a bard. He was one of the only, non-wizards and non-sorcerers who became an archmage. And that he and his brother, which I feel like his brother is much more, memorable than him. He and his brother went missing, or they left, like 20 years ago in the timeline. And then they had recently returned to the continent at this bookstore in the central town, which was not in the, west.
So she has a short sword passed down from Silvio Kroll.
That was right. Short sword is one word.
It didn't like it.
Yeah, it doesn't like some words. You just learn the spelling.
Wordsworth. It would much rather that than... Are you sure it's not?
No, it's one word.
Okay. So it's got a Sierfunk in it, or the Dark Steel, and the Potion of Unending Strength. That is her potion of buffing. So this is actually a potion that is passed down from Josefina, her mom, that is unique to this lineage of Grawl. Literally this lineage, her line. Basically, it is one potion that has been passed down over and over again because people don't use it. That's... yeah. All right. Type.
Type.
All right. Okay.
By the way, we will probably just get through 2 characters today, but that's good.
Most likely, yeah.
That's fine though, because I think both of these characters are pretty good.
Early life.
Uh,
Actually, you know what? Hold on. Can you roll me this dice right here? I'm letting you participate. 40, 15, 5. All right.
I don't know. I think 40 is what we're supposed to read.
Or is that 51? Okay. I'm just going. You look. I have 3 options.
Oh, fair.
Whatever's on top. 28, 33. No, 53 or 43.
Technically 43 is what. This is a weird dice to read. It's a D64. Why didn't I just roll a D? Can I roll a D100 or is that too?
That's way too high. You know what? You can roll this one if you want.
Okay.
26. Okay, 26. And short, thin, group is on her 6. On her 6. 26. Nailed it. End of sentence. 26.
I mean, that's fair. This is mainly just for taking notes.
Yeah.
So, Ow! You good?
No.
Your leg's getting tired from sitting for too long?
It's sweaty.
Back to what I was saying. Gray is actually a race that a homebrew race I created. I have a couple in my campaign, and this is one that actually... some of the ones I have in my campaign are ones I found from, like, online sources, so they're, like, published homebrew that people have created. This is one that is unique to me.
Tara, right?
Tara, yeah.
Okay.
And if you need to reference it, it's right over there.
That's fair. Young Wife of Tara.
But the race the race I made, is called the Griffinborns, which are humanoid people that look like humans that have a soul, or Griffin Hearts. They're Griffin Hearts, that's their name, not Griffinborns. What is Griffinborn? Griffinborn sounds like it's from somewhere.
Probably.
Or am I thinking Gryffindor?
Gryffindor.
I don't know why I'm so tired.
And very rarely shot.
But Griffin Hearts are humans that have the hearts of griffins, basically. They were created by, so in this universe, this world, there's the dragons, and then there's the gods that are at a constant war with each other. The Griffin Hearts were created by dragons to, help guard their treasures. So the Griffin Hearts are griffins who are born, or people that are born at the same time as a griffin, and their souls are linked to each other. So, the griffin and the Griffin Heart, have an innate bond, and they, typically become knights. And the Griffin Hearts, the rider, and the griffin's the steed. And the griffins that are linked to Griffin Hearts are special types of griffins, too. And they each have, like, a different ability to them. This just sounds like the plot of a YA novel, the more that I describe it. Especially whenever I mention the next part, that because of the whole soul link thing that they have, they're rather, superstitious, and they believe in this concept of soulmates, that they, are tied to, another person, basically, and that is their one love. So, the whole thing, it comes from the concept I saw, whenever I was researching griffins, that, griffins are said to mate for life, so that's kind of how the Griffin Hearts, because they're tied to the griffins, also believe that, that they have a soulmate, basically. And it doesn't necessarily have to be another Griffin Heart. But the Griffin Heart line does not continue if it is not a Griffin Heart. So that's the race that he's from. And they're typically very not selfish. They're typically very subservient to the dragons that employ them, and they're also very greedy. That's what I was trying to say. So gold and whatever materials that the dragon that they're assigned to is guarding is typically what catches their eye. They have like an innate sense for treasure, and they have an instinct to hoard it, kind of like the dragons do. The character Gray is different than a lot of his kin in that he doesn't really have that drive for gold like the rest of people from his mountain that he came from. And he actually left there when he was younger because he got taken by his adoptive mother. So that's a little lore on Gray. They found out about his father too recently, and your character did a whole little quest with his father, and then finding his uncle who is merged with like a dragon
and a griffin.
And a griffin, and
it was an abomination.
A dragon who became a dragon abomination. That's the best way to put it. But yeah, he's developed a lot more backstory than when I
Later.
initially introduced him. So, and then there's all kinds of other stuff going on with him because he's also helping with y'all's thing to and becoming like the leader of a city.
Against.
He's got enough backstory and stuff for me to actually probably write out a little short story on it. And I'm trying to think. So I've actually made a couple of homebrew races for my campaign. Like,
started again.
I've incorporated, like I said, published homebrew races too into like the world's lore and kind of changed them up. Like one that's super important to it that because we have a player character who's been there since the beginning, who's been it, is the Kitsune. So in the lore of the world, Kitsune and Succubi, that race, used to be the same race, and they were created by the first god, or actually the first being is a better term for it, because it, but like the first being to kind of act as angels, like guardian angels for the humanoids. So they were given this innate sense of feeling the being able to tell the emotions of humanoids.
Did we say what the general of Edward's attack was?
We did not. We purposely did not say what the general was because we did not know who the bad guy was because you didn't have the bad races yet. We also didn't say who the good guy was because we didn't know who the good guy was. We didn't make any.
So we're gonna do this really quick. We're gonna go to this, and we're gonna go to this.
You're gonna have to.
This, I know. I'm getting there.
Okay.
This, and we're gonna do. Do you do that?
Do the.
There.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
We did not change the speed on this one.
We did not. Oh well. That's so cool. All right.
So what are the Aprita?
The Arepa?
Arepa?
The Arepa are the harpies of the world.
Ah.
Okay. And actually, since I have this, because I did do this earlier, they are Southern Soto. I don't know if we're gonna be able to find that in names. And we're gonna go here, here, here.
Ooh, you're learning.
I am. And then we're gonna go real names.
I can feel like I'll find where Southern Soto's
yes, please.
spoken.
If anybody quickly knows where Southern Soto is spoken.
Yeah. You see it.
I did. Uh-huh.
It's Bithern. It's right here.
Botswana?
South Africa.
Okay. Basotho.
It's a group of people living chiefly in Botswana, Lesotho, and northern South Africa.
Wait, what's the other one called? Lesotho? Lesotho?
Is there South African names on there?
South African.
It would probably be Afrikaan. Would be close. We're gonna go with
one?
Yeah, we're gonna go with this one right now.
Okay. Okay, cool. And then I need.
Even though this is probably entirely wrong. Like,
sorry, guys, I'm just
entirely the wrong.
Probably. Male.
Oh, Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe's another one.
Okay, cool.
Was Zimbabwe one of them?
Yeah. It's a male.
It's also spoken in Zimbabwe. We can just close the Y.
All right. Real name Zimbabwe. It is not. I mean, there's this one down here, Basotho, if we want to do that.
Is that one of them? Botswana. I don't know enough about Africa and the languages and such to really give a good determination.
Oh yeah, right here. The Basotho or Sotho people.
Oh,
So it's this
yeah,
one.
it's that one. It's that one right there.
Alright, roll d6 for me.
No, you were right. I know Afrikaan is technically not native. Yeah.
5?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Not
5.
native African.
Okay, cool. That one works.
Not chooser?
No.
Damn it.
Actually, I'm okay with that one. Alright, now we're going to go back to Scrivener. Go.
Paste and match style.
Thank you. There we go. We're attacked by the forces of Cobalt, led by... So we are going to put the chooser there. Okay. There we go. And now we have a bad guy for Edward, by the way.
That's fair.
In case you're wondering. Montgethi. That honestly sounds like a pretty cool harpy name, too.
Yeah, if we're pronouncing it right.
We're probably not, but that has not stopped us before.
But we can change up the names and make it into a new one.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what we've been doing.
Yes. Continue with your story.
Yeah, I was talking about the kitsune and the origins of the kitsune.
Tell them about what we did the first time you threw a kitsune at us. We went to the underworld.
Oh yeah.
And then we feared the kitsune.
Yeah. Continuing the backstory of the kitsune, original god created guardian angel type creatures that to help guide and act as like companions to the humanoids. So they were given powers to innately sense the emotions of the humanoids to help with that, but some became greedy and were taking advantage of that or became very tricky. And so the original god was not very pleased with that and was like, okay, we're splitting this here and we're gonna banish all of you. Y'all are no longer angels. The people that are particularly bad in this situation are being cast off as fiends, and the rest of them just kind of still exist, and you're gonna get basically demoted to just humanoids. So those became a split. So the ones that became fiends became the succubus or the succubi, and succubus or succubi in the world have cat ears or lynx ears, which is an important distinction. That's how they look. While they do take a devilish type form, they're mainly known by their ears. So just like the kitsune, who also have fox ears, who are the canines, the felines, who are the succubi, have cat ears. So, they became that and used their powers over the emotions of people to their benefit. Whereas the Kitsune use their powers because part of the Kitsune race is that they can tell when people are truthful or not. They have this innate sense of that. So some of them use them for their own benefit, but in a trickstery type way. And those Kitsune typically have reddish type hair. That's actually the type of Kitsune that the party member, or y'all's party member is.
Uh-huh.
Is one of those. I forgot what the subclass
Wait,
variety is.
For who?
The more trickster type of Kitsune.
Oh, I have no idea.
But they have more charm type spells, more enchantment type spells. Whereas the other Kitsune still want to be closer to like that divine being that they once were and work for God still. And they typically have white hair, and they've met one like that. Her name is Rin, who is Paladin. Technically her sister too, and this is the one that you were talking about. Technically Rin's sister is not the same type of Kitsune that she is. And as a GM, I should know whether or not they're actually related, or if that's because one of them was adopted. But I actually didn't think that far, so I don't know, whatever y'all think as the party, and then I'll go with it, probably. But her sister, was in the city to the north. The city to the north's name is Forgex, and that's the closest thing that my campaign has to steampunk in the region that they're in, because that is the place where they can find guns and gunpowder and such, which most...
Is that bestial?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. This is going.
Yeah, I see. You haven't even gotten to your divine moment.
I know.
Gee.
Okay, so to be fair, that would be technically this right here.
Do you want to copy that and start working down there? Like copy everything down from there and start working down there in the defining moment section?
Fair. Yeah.
Or just cut it, honestly.
Right. Cut.
We can actually use cut and paste and it not mess up like
there we go.
in Google Docs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then.
But so they met Rin's sister in the city of the north.
So the thing is, that is the defining moment.
Mm-hmm.
We still haven't gotten up to her correct age.
Mm-hmm. Well, that could be her current pursuit.
Would that be her current pursuit? After her defining moment?
Yes, that's after her defining moment. So typically in a story, you would have defining moment, and then, like after the catalyst, typically have your like, do I go forward with this? Do I not? And then they finally cross the threshold to the main story, like main plot of the story, where they go through fun and games. Then they have a small victory or a small defeat, which then leads into a bigger victory or bigger defeat. And then the bad guys like, oh, I'm doing bad, but now I'm good. But then bad guys, and now I'm at my darkest moment.
Okay.
But then I gotta get my resolve and go fight the bad guys. But oh no, plot twist over here too. It's the climax. Fight. We won. That's the story. But
okay.
The way I was kind of doing this is that technically the stories could still be ongoing. So after the defining moment, their current pursuits could be, oh, we've already gone through all of that plot stuff. Or it could be, oh, they're just now entering into their fun and games and actually to their main story. And then the resolution of all that could play out later on. So that's my idea behind how I formatted this. But I also formatted this like without much thought into it because it was
That's fair.
kind of on the fly. So
Oh, the music stopped. Why did the music stop?
probably because it. Yeah. Because after a certain time, amount of time, YouTube is like, are you still watching?
Current pursuits.
So I met Kin to the city to the north, because Kin, the city to the north, the closest to Steampunk City, it is a very tall city. It is got like 100 layers, I believe. Each layer you go up.
Actually, you know what? We're gonna do this right here.
Oh, it is on a mountainside. That's another distinction because it's tall. But each
She
layer
became
you go
cool.
up, you have to be of a certain level of society to get up further, and that's where the more prestigious stuff happens. So there's guards all around, and whenever you go up the stairs to different layers, then you have to show some sort of degree of pedigree to get past a certain point. So if you're much lower class, then you get stuck in the lower levels, and then it's like the whole like society caste. There's different caste in the society. So Kin, and well, it's a big thing there. So Kin was very rich. She was up in the higher levels of society there. But then due to
passive.
bad luck,
Passive. Pacifist is what I was thinking.
Okay.
Passive is what I needed to say.
due to bad luck, she lost a lot of money with some very bad gambles, and was cast down to the lower levels because she no longer had the wealth to prove that she belonged at the top. So this caused her to become very greedy and feed into that worst side of her kitsune nature, and she ended up worshipping Hades more because Hades is the god of wealth. So what her goal was is to bring Hades to the city in order to provide her with the wealth she needed, and she got aid from the Angel of Chaos, that is the big bad, one of the big bad guys in the campaign that they had corrupted some of the items that protected the region that they needed to retrieve. There were different instruments, so she was one of the commanders of that had a bad weapon, and her goal was to summon Hades. She wanted to find a sacrifice to provide to Hades, so she was luring people into this casino on one of the lower levels to find a good enough sacrifice for her. And I can't mention her store without mentioning the other people she was aligned with, which was the money launderers. So, the money launderers started as a joke, but became entirely serious. Which was that, by cleaning a coin, you're technically money laundering, because you're laundering money. However, it became a thing where, like, clean coins became like a another word for coins that were illegal coins, because idea is if you polish a copper piece enough, it looks like a gold piece. I think is what it was.
Mhm.
Or was it if you polish a silver piece enough, it looks like a platinum? I think
Yes,
it
silver
was.
to platinum.
Yeah. So if you polish a silver piece enough, it looks like a platinum piece. So, clean money, or clean platinum, yeah, that's what it was. Clean platinum was silver pieces that look like platinum pieces that are actually silver pieces. And there is also money laundering supplies, which one of the players, actually the Kitsune player has. And he also has some clean plat. Because if you have like a spray bottle and a cloth, you can clean off the silver pieces and make it into a clean plat. So, yeah, the money launderers were also worshippers of Hades, though, because Hades is the god of wealth. So, obviously, they would be worshipping them, but that also caused a feud between one of Hades' enemies, which was the goddess of fate, because Hades is the god of wealth and the god of, the dead. Hades likes things to stay dead. That is his whole thing. Once something dies, it goes to him, and it stays with him, and it gives him power because he has all the souls there in the underworld. But the goddess of fate, whose name is Moira, is also the goddess of reality and magic and necromancy and like forbidden magic. She's got like a duality thing going on where she's true neutral, so she was like both ends of the coin. So even though she's the goddess of fate, she's also the goddess of like defying fate. So she likes necromancy. Hades does not like necromancy. Moira also helped provide helped create an item that was a lich item that killed Hades' wife, Persephone, in the world. Hades does not like that. Moira's people just don't like Hades in general. They have a feud going on, so one of Moira's angels, named Luna, who's the angel of necromancy, was around the city trying to kill money launderers at the time and raise them as undead. So that's another enemy that they came across. Luna is a black cat. That's normally the form she takes whenever she's not taking the form of like a humanoid with black hair, and very dark circles under her eyes are like
Pommel?
yes, pommel. Pommel's the thing at the very end. This is the hilt.
The actual holding thing?
The thing you hold is the hilt.
Okay. But pommel's like the little stone at the bottom.
Pommel's the very bottom.
Okay. On the...
I think we have a sword around here to demonstrate.
not hold. Hilt.
We have a dagger. I can demonstrate the dagger. Hilt.
Pommel.
Pommel.
Okay.
Pommel. What is this called again?
I don't remember.
The guard, but it's got a different name.
Yeah.
I think. We had, in his
By
campaign,
the way,
we
I'm
had...
so sorry for this.
Oh, don't be sorry.
This is already 604 words.
Don't be sorry. Well, it's 604 words plus all the words that were already in there. But, in his campaign, we had a plot line where there was a sword that... Actually, the sword that killed Persephone. Because my campaign and his campaign take place in the same world. So, sword that killed Persephone in world, we had a plot line where the different pieces of the sword were, scattered around and we had to find them. The blue-hilted white sword Is the name of that
Hmm.
one. Which
Because-
came from a joke from one of the players about
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Blue Eyes White Dragon, because they played Kaiba
Deuced.
as a swashbuckler. But then it became less of a joke and more of a, this is an actual plot line now. Because he was trying to find the blue hilted white sword was one of his goals. And even though his character died pretty early, his mission remained. And then I made a character who also had that part of their backstory, so then came that. Anyway, what I was trying to say with that is that because it was in different pieces, we had to learn the different pieces of the sword. So I very well know that the hilt is the part that you hold.
Okay. Y'all, I am sorry this is taking so long.
Oh, that's okay.
I thoroughly enjoy her story right now.
I want to
Sorry.
hear his story whenever. Going back to Kitten's story.
Mountains.
They went and fought her when she was trying to open up a portal to Hades. They stopped her from opening up a portal to Hades. Or technically the portal for Hades does exist in the city, but she was just trying to actually open it more. I guess that still checks out with what I was saying. But, so they stopped her from doing that and bringing Hades there, or bringing an angel of Hades there, or whatever she was trying to do. Because this was my first, boss character in my campaign. Back before I had DM'd for a while, so whatever was going on with her. Because y'all decided to go after the general in the region that I had planned the least.
Which one?
Her. She was the one I had the least planned for.
North.
Yeah. Like, the one I actually had the most planned for was the West, who was the last one that they did. But I kind of forced to do it as the last one because
Volunteer.
technically they did the fake one, because there's a fake one. They did them 3rd out of 4, but then I made them do him as the last one because he was the secret final one, which was planned from the beginning. But yeah, y'all did the one I had planned the least for, like the least planned for first. So, and then y'all did the one that I had the second most planned for, second to last. Because Rick the Rock Collector, I also had a lot planned for from the beginning. And Rick the Rock Collector was a dwarf who collected both like stones and like rocks, like the bird creature, because play on words. It was a play on words that became an actual thing.
Yeah.
I forgot if that was a joke that we made in game and then became a thing, or if it was a thing I had thought of before. And
No, it was definitely a joke.
I think I had thought of it before, and I wanted to try to trick y'all. Like, y'all hear rock collector, and then you think, oh, he's just collecting stones, but then he's actually collecting the big birds. But I don't remember how it played out, because it was like 3 or 4 years ago. So 3 years ago. It might have been 4 years. Actually, it might have been 2019, so it might have been 4 years ago. Actually. Whenever we did it. Because we did play out a lot of the early campaign before 2020. And I think it was what would have been an early campaign type thing. My campaign has had different, I would say 3 different distinct life cycles in it. Over the course of the past 4 years. Like 3 different groups almost. And I'm hoping that my current, the current cycle it is in is how it will end. And it will have to go through a fourth one.
Introduce yourself as Lori.
The first one was a lot of shenanigans and just them goofing around, but then laid the foundation for like literally everything else. So, because we found out, because I was starting off, I was just gonna do a sandbox campaign, not do a whole big complex storyline, but do like short, like 1 shots, 2 shots, 3 shots type thing, with stories, and then maybe build those together, but it wasn't gonna be a whole big thing. And then I changed my mind. But either way, at the beginning it still had kind of that feel to it. Like, it was presented from the beginning as, okay, y'all have a main mission to do. Y'all gotta collect 4 instruments throughout the region and beat the bosses, as said by the god of the region. Not the god of the world, the god of the region. You didn't realize that until really recently.
Wait, what?
That Zeskull, who's the god that gave y'all that mission, is not the god of the
World,
big
yeah.
god of the world. He's just a regional deity.
Yeah.
Actually, he's a demigod, technically. He's not even a full god. But he's kind of up over most of the demigods, so he's kind of like a partial god.
He's like a hemi-demigod, if you will.
No, I'd say a hemi-demigod would be a much lower. But,
So, demigod god?
yeah, he's a, like...
He's like a 3/4 god,
yeah, he's a
if you will.
3/4
Yeah.
god type thing.
Man.
But, at the beginning, even though they were given that mission, they joined this adventuring guild to try to help them with that mission. They weren't really trying to do much regarding it yet. They were just trying to get stronger. I think I started y'all at, it was either level 3 or 5. I think I started y'all at level 5. Because that was around the level that we were in his campaign at the time, and I wanted people to start off with the cool stuff. Since starting my campaign like that, and then my campaign's probably gonna go out to level 20. They're level 19, right? 18? Level 18 right now? We're at level 19.
I think we're 17 or 18.
Y'all are at 17. I think y'all are 18.
Then probably 18.
Yeah, they're level 18 right now. I'm probably gonna go through level 20 with them, because once they defeat, they got like 3 more bosses left, basically. Like big bosses, because they already did like the 3 bosses from their main mission. And I'll probably level them up after each one, so they'll probably become level 20 at the very end. No, they become level 20 after the second big one, and then be level 20 into the very end, and then get a boon just to kind of be like, woo, we did it, if they're still alive. Beginning, they did a lot of games. They hung around the tavern a lot. They went to different regions to explore. They weren't really serious about doing the big mission yet. Actually, one of my players, who was my brother, I gotta specify that, quit playing before y'all did the first mission.
Yeah.
So they did a lot of playing cards, playing darts, and through playing, because I found some homebrew rules for doing different games, and through playing darts, we made this joke where the Kitsune, who had good decks, which is why he was playing darts, because darts required decks, whenever he rolled a nat 1, you're like, okay, what happens with the nat 1 dart? Well, he throws it, it just disappears into a void somewhere. Maybe it'll return. and he started getting increasingly unlucky and getting a lot of nat ones, and so he kept having the darts just disappear into the void. And then somehow we decided that it was the darts were being removed from existence or being thrown into the astral plane, and then the god of the astral plane was the one that was doing that and tricking with him.
Did we say
being
sorry?
tricky with him?
Did we say that the girl took Lori the same night the battle happened?
No.
It was a few nights later, right? Okay.
Because we had determined that she had came back to her
and got him
cottage
stable, right?
and started stabilizing him and helping sew the pieces of him back together, basically. It's somehow throwing the darts. The god of the astral plane became involved in it and became created because we didn't have that as a concept before, and thus Astral the trickster god was born and laid root for my entire pantheon of deities in my campaign, which is pretty interesting. But that's how that became a thing. That was all just stuff that we were joking about. It worked well because in his campaign, one of the first god that we came across as far as like stuff in world about him was the bluebird god Habakkuk, who is an actual source book deity from the Dragonlance setting, which the Dragonlance 5e stuff was not out at the time, but we found the name in the player's handbook. And I don't know, how did you decide to choose Habakkuk as the deity in your campaign? Did you just look and pick one like that one works? Yeah, so which is honestly kind of what we did whenever we first started out. We just looked at the deity list.
I think it was for Yamasu, honestly.
We just kind of looked at the deity list and we're like, yeah, that works. That one looks cool. But so you picked out him for that, and he's the nature god. And I don't know a whole ton about Habakkuk, like, from Dragonlance, because I haven't actually researched him, but we created him into his own thing in this world, and if I ever publish anything to do with this world, I will probably change his name, honestly, to kind of distance himself, because I think he's supposed to be this lawful good god of nature, and or neutral good god of nature. I think he's neutral good. But the way he was introduced in your campaign was storms, because somebody had disrupted nature.
Yeah.
By the flower.
Or somebody, I don't know, stole a gem from his temple.
Okay, I stole a gem from his temple after that.
In the mountains?
Like, after the storm stuff.
Yeah. But you remember taking his stone from this mountain, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
cool.
I did take the stone.
Which led to stuff later.
Yeah, which led to stuff later because so from the beginning he was introduced in your campaign as
kind of vengeful.
Vengeful. He was not a good one. He was more lawful neutral. Yeah. Which is what I have him as written. As lawful neutral. And he became less of a god of nature and more of a god of nature, tempest, and time is what he became. Because I forgot if time was me or you who first introduced it as a thing. You first introduced it as a thing in your campaign?
100% because time travel.
Well, I don't know if the time travel happened before. Really? Well, he introduced time travel as a thing with the bluebird god Habakkuk, and
because y'all were doing time travel and y'all pissed off the timekeepers, his angels.
Oh yeah, the timekeeper. That was also a thing that we did, and I stole a gem from a temple. Anyway, but we had this god of time that was established in the world, and we had the god of the astral plane, who is the god of space. And so then I was like, okay, well, Dialga and Palkia, we're also gonna have Giratina, who's the god of antimatter. So, thus, Moira, or the god of fate, came to be as kind of like the middle one in their trio. So, because we had time and we had space, we had reality. My second set of gods in this pantheon were also based after Infinity Stones. So, we had time, space, reality, and then, power, mind, and, the soul. So, the main deities in my campaign, in my pantheon, are the whole alignment chart. So, I already had the middle row with Habakkuk, Moira, and Astral being lawful neutral, true neutral, and chaotic neutral. So then for my top row, for the good ones, I used the other Infinity Stones to go for, lawful good is power, and that is Kratos, which is a name I've settled on, but still I'm not sure about because, not sure if I like it entirely. But he's the god of power and just kind of like knights and chivalry and order, but order in a good way, even though some of his angels aren't necessarily the best. But he's kind of this god of Valhalla, that equivalent of it, or like Mount Olympus type thing. He pretty big good god, the equivalent of Bahamut for the dragons, but this is for the humanoids. Then we have Andromeda, and if you know Greek mythology, then you know I am stealing a bunch of stuff from Greek mythology, in morphing it in ways that does not reflect Greek mythology. That's because it doesn't take any inspiration from it. And Andromeda is definitely not anywhere near a god or a goddess in Greek mythology, but I'm using a name for my god of, goddess of the mind, and she's the goddess of the stars too. And then my goddess of the soul is Psyche, who does kind of match up with the Greek mythology counterpart of that one. Andromeda because of the stars, and Andromeda is a constellation. So that's my top row of the good gods. And because we already had the bluebird established for Habakkuk as his symbol, I decided that all the gods on this central pantheon were also going to have a bird symbol. So Habakkuk has the bluebird. That was done. Astral, I decided to go with an albatross for him because he's the god of space, and albatrosses were seen as like a good luck type symbol for sailors who were traveling. So albatross symbolizes good luck and travel. Albatross is that. Because I had and that also got established because of the whole him throwing the player throwing darts and them going into portals. Whenever he would nat one on weapon attacks, he would kill a bird. It happened once, and then it just became a running thing. And the birds that he was killing were albatrosses and holy symbols of Astral. So he was actually no. That was the thing. That's what happened first. Is he was he was killing the holy symbol of Astral, so Astral was taking revenge on him in his trickster ways.
Alright.
So we had that.
Okay.
Moira's Blackbird. Kratos, the lawful good one, is a falcon. No, he's a hawk. He's a hawk. He's a hawk. Kratos is a hawk. Andromeda is an owl. Because of the mind. Smart. Psyche is actually a butterfly, because I have a couple of these that bend the rules a tad bit for what is considered a bird. Flying creature's probably closer.
For what?
Psyche's symbol is a butterfly.
Yeah.
So it's not a bird. It's a fly. It's a creature with wings. And their angel's wings are supposed to kind of look like the wings of the creature, the bird. So, then for the evil side, we had another deity that we technically had already established in your campaign. And technically, I mean, we absolutely established him because he was one of the big bad evil guys in your campaign, who was, Asmodeus, who is the, Lord of the Nine Hells. However, Asmodeus is also technically a god of evil, and, thus, he is one of the gods on the Pantheon, because he is the god of the devils, and the god of, contracts and lawyers, because you devils. So, he is my lawful evil guy on the Pantheon, and his flying creature is a bat. Then in the neutral evil, we have the one I've already talked about, and one that was also established in your campaign, because one of the players who was a cleric worshipped him, who is Hades, who is the neutral evil guy. His symbol being a raven. He has Kenkus, the player character was a Kenku. Then the hardest one for me to figure out was, oh yeah, and Hades is the god of death and wealth. I've already said that, but that's Hades. And then the hardest one for me to figure out was the chaotic evil god, or goddess, because I came with goddess. And I knew it was probably gonna be tempests and storms, but in a different way than Habakkuk. And I knew it was going to align with demons, because devils were Asmodeus, so I was gonna have a goddess of demons. And so she became Discordia is the name that I have for her. The thing is, though, I don't remember off the top of my head what her flying creature is that she's associated with, what her bird. So unfortunately, I can't share that because I don't know personally. I don't know if I even actually finished coming up with her bird or flying animal. But
Alright, so
it'll probably not be a bird.
what are
It'll probably
goals?
be more like a- what does she want to accomplish?
What does she want to accomplish?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're down there. So, yeah, that's my pantheon. It takes a lot of, and of course those are the main gods. So in the world, the original beings created by the big guy who also created the Kitsunes that I mentioned earlier. He created 9 gods and 9 dragons, or he created 8 gods, 8 dragons, 1 creature that was kinda in the middle, who was both a god and a dragon, and then each of they went down the whole alignment thing, so all of the all the gods have a dragon counterpart, and then eventually the gods and dragons became jealous of each other and started fighting, and that's the lore of it. Each god is also associated with the school of magic. Each of the main gods, and there's other lower gods and lower dragons. Each of them are associated with the school of magic. I was gonna say aside from one, but I have more schools of magic than just what's as written, so technically they're each associated. And their color that's typically associated with that god is also the color that's typically shown for that school of magic. So, little lore stuff on my campaign.
I just have to ask.
This
is the snapshot, right?
Yes.
Can I do this?
Give me just a second. I just realized how loud that looked.
That's fair.
I'm gonna check something.
I mean, we were still up there though.
Yes.
So we were still doing okay.
Still. I want to make sure that our music is not too loud.
Yeah.
So
can you click on Okay.
yes.
I may have gone a little overboard.
You did much more writing than mine. To be fair, mine was a lot more like this is going to happen and such, whereas you probably wrote out like everything that happened. Yeah. It's pretty small on the stream, but mine was 427 words.
Yeah.
It takes a minute and 42 seconds to read mine. Yours is 1,151 words.
Takes 4 minutes and 36 seconds.
36 seconds is the average length. The average sentence length is 21 words. The average paragraph. This is another reason why I love.
That is pretty cool.
I love Scrivener because it breaks down all of that, and you can set writing goals for yourself.
32 paragraphs? Oh yeah, I guess that would make sense. Okay. Because technically those are considered paragraphs, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's got
6,489 characters.
Yeah. I just realized y'all can't see this because it's on the on a separate menu. So like you can set a character count or a word count, and it'll show it over here where it'll say if you've met or exceeded your word count.
Fair enough.
I'm not sure about what the compile does.
We're not gonna do that yet.
But
you guys get to know about Tara Cena Kroll.
Okay, let's hear about Tara Cena Kroll. So her physical description. Short and thin with gray patches on her skin. These gray patches are from living in the mountains all her life. She has tangled black hair with gray dust lining her hair to match the patches on her skin. While many Grawl lack decent eyesight from living in the dark most of their lives, Tara's eyesight is worse than most. 26.
She's 26.
Goals. Vengeful for her father's death with the same blade he once wielded, and plans on using the lineage gift of potion of unending strength if necessary. So honestly, the way I had this formatted too, this is almost like this is a teasing what's gonna happen. Yeah. Okay, some important people in her life. Alright, Josefina Kroll, her mother, Silvio Kroll, father, Lori, a target from the non-brew, Gerard.
Which, by the way, that should get changed, but I'm gonna let you read.
Okay. Edouard, believed to be the location of the general that killed Silvio, and Mothgethy, who killed Silvio when Tara was younger. Item description, she's got a short sword passed down from Silvio Kroll, made of gold, adorned with Asir
fronds. Or dark steel. So you can call it either. I don't really care.
And then a potion of unending strength, a potion passed down by Josefina that is unique to this lineage of Grawl, that has shavings of gold and Asirfong mixed in. Did I pronounce that right?
Asirfong.
I
don't actually know how to pronounce it. It's French, so.
Okay. So her early life.
I'm sorry.
I should make you read this because I read mine.
Would you like me to?
No, I can read it.
Okay.
The young life of Tara was rather uneventful, as her father Silvio was strong and very rarely challenged. His commanding presence definitely grew and flourished within his only daughter Tara. However, around the age when most Grawl learn to develop what little sight they have, unfortunately Tara had been born early and had even more sight than any. She was given a unique visor that would allow her to see like a normal Grawl, with very little disadvantage. But her ambitious nature always told her that she could be better. She refused to wear the visor her parents were providing her. A few years later, around the age of 16, the war against Cabal started again. For some time, the Grawl stayed impartial to the war. But eventually, as the mountains that Silvio controlled were attacked by the forces of Cabal, led by Mokethi, were attacked by them.
Mokethi.
Yes.
Mokethi
was a hovering bestial creature that during a fight on the edge of a mountain against Silvio made a rash decision as Silvio's reinforcements had arrived and began to outnumber the remaining forces of Cabal.
And then the defining moment, which is literally just a continuation of this part.
Mokethi dashed forward, taking Silvio off the mountain, plummeting to the ground below. Tara knew her father could not survive the fall she had just witnessed and believed that her father would not let Mokethi survive as well. Distraught, Josefina dragged her daughter back into the caves as the forces of Cabal fled, now that their commander had fallen.
Sorry, it's supposed to say had fallen.
After the fall
and this is
of her father, Tara changed.
This is where the majority of writing is.
She became cruel. Her training became furious, and she quickly rose through the ranks of a rather large battalion of Grawl soldiers. Now, while most Grawl and are more passive in nature, their warriors bred for fighting are ferocious. The speeds at which Tara rose through the ranks of this group that had previously failed in her eyes to reinforce her father's group was unheard of. Her only goal in life now was to make her mother proud, which was difficult, as Josefina blamed her for being late to the fight. Though she tried and tried, Tara was not able to make her mother proud.
By the way, you know what you haven't seen yet, right?
Any of the Lori stuff.
That and the second name. It's all been Tara so far.
Yes. However, her amazing skills in battle led her to becoming the commander of the Grawl in these mountains. Her adventurous spirit finally got the better of her, and she ventured down the mountains, past the little hut where a frail and beautiful Nambu had taken up residence, and found a large crater at the base of the mountain. It was here she found a horrifying truth. Her father had been impaled by the blade he once held so dearly, but it was covered in blood-stained prints on both the blade and on the pommel and the hilt. He had survived the fall and then slaughtered. He had survived the fall and then was slaughtered?
And then was slaughtered, yes.
Okay. Since there was no body of Mokethi, she deduced that the monster had lived.
Because there were handprints and there was no body.
How much later was this then?
Not too terribly long.
I was gonna say, because that body would not be there.
It might.
Well, typically, if you leave a body out, then nature kind of takes the hold of it. So we could even say that this race doesn't decompose the same way that.
Yeah. We don't know anything about these guys.
Yeah. So that's possible.
They have very tough skin, despite
Yeah.
looking very frail.
After several trips down to the city of Nambu nearby to sell materials, she heard rumors of a lady in the mountains to the north that had knowledge on many Cabal's forces. She knew instantly this was the Nambu that had taken up residence. She questioned these guards and volunteered to stop her from being able to spread any information to Cabal's forces, which she knew could definitely be possible since she had seen a few come and go from there.
Pause really quick. The Nambu did not request the girl's help.
The girls
A
decided-
singular girl said, hey, we can take care of that person for you.
Ah. She returned home, and that night she gathered a small group of Grawl from her forces and infiltrated the lady's home, who introduced herself as Lori. They gathered her and the injured Parfait and took them to the mountains. Gerard was the Parfait, and they only gathered him upon her request.
They were just going to leave him there.
A few years have passed, and Tara's strength continued to grow, and her combat prowess earned her a new title, Sina, which she granted herself, meaning all sight. She finally broke through Lori's persistence of not sharing any information and learned something that, again, horrified her. The battle that took place a few nights before the Grawl took her to the mountains was led by a Kabbalion general, a flying monster with a scar across his chest and a solid black eye made with a searful. It was Mokethi, and with a little more prying, learned further that a Parfait had betrayed the group and fled to the forest below. The once bright forest had died and no longer grows any life. She went to her mother, who had more or less become catatonic in nature, and vowed to her that no matter how long it takes, she will prove herself to Josefina. That she was truly sorry for the loss of her father and would make up for it by slaughtering Mokethi. However, remembering her mother's teachings, each death is sacred and must be treated as such. All life is precious, so as she sets out in pursuit of Edward the Parfait of the Dead Forest, she would be merciful in his death, apologizing to her mother in the event that she ever needs to kill others in her way. However, in her mind, she knew his death and the death of Mokethi would not be merciful. They would die painfully. Edward may have a chance to survive. Doubtful, though. For
Then her public perception.
The Valiant. Believe her to be an ally like her father, and has entrusted her to keep Lori, the keeper of secrets, safe.
I'm giving her all sorts of titles.
Yeah, Lori's.
By the way, I gave out like 6 titles in this story. Just saying.
Just to lore.
No, there was one from Lori.
Yeah.
There's one Sina, the All Sight.
Yeah.
There is Mokethi, the Chooser, who just naturally has that title because, well,
that's what his name means.
That's what his name means.
Yeah.
So. Then the Esotai.
Is known of by few Esotai other than those in towns, but is mainly known by Lori and has entrusted her with just
and Lori has entrusted her.
Who has entrusted her with just a small sample of the secret she knows. Lori knows that she will get vengeful for her friend Gerard.
Vengeance. For
Vengeance.
her friend. Want to make this clear. Friend. Gerard. That's definitely Lori writing that.
There we go.
He's a friend.
For her.
Just a friend.
Friend. Gerard. Despite her and her family... The Kabbalions despise her and her family as they cause a great many casualties to their forces, and now fear her vengeance against them with the death of Silvio. Nice! You got a whole big story here.
Yeah, I do.
And that helps tie together a lot of the stuff with Lori. So now we know more about the Grawl's end of the whole Lori thing. Who have seriously promoted themselves from just the dwarves in our like the dwarves in our Snow White analogy to actual, backstory. So
that's why when we got Zvergan, I was like, all right, cool. And then you rolled mountains, and I was like, all right, this is dope. I can work with this. I'm really no, it was Dead Forest. I'm really glad you rolled mountains so that I could just not have to add mountains in there later. Because that just made life easy for me.
And so now we have.
And I made her a good guy.
You did make her a good guy.
She doesn't want to she doesn't want to hurt Lori. She's not doing this out of anything bad. She is. I am getting vengeance from my dad. My dad was a good guy. My dad worked with y'all. I'm a good guy. My job is to kill those two.
Yes. So
after that, I can sit out of this war. I don't care.
And this whole like little storyline we have with Lori. Now we have Lori, we have Edward, we have Gerard, we have Tara or Cena.
Cena.
Technically,
Cena is her new name.
Technically, Adrien is connected to Lori, but Adrien is not part of this storyline.
Adrien is pre all of this.
Yeah, he's not part of this storyline. So this storyline takes place afterwards.
Yes.
So he's not part of that storyline, the storyline. But the people in this storyline that we still need to know about is
Mokgethi.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I did add some stuff in there for Mokgethi.
You know, I just thought about this too, that we didn't do whenever we're generating our characters. Technically, we're supposed to roll the races 3 times and choose from them too. But we just liked the first one.
This worked out well. I'm okay with this.
But I was gonna say, next time we get a harpy guy, we might think of making him or making somebody related to him.
So the thing is with Mokgethi, right? Here's the thing. We know a couple of things about him.
We know that he's got a scar that was made with
He's got a scar against his chest, and one of his eyes is made of dark steel.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Which, basically, the dark steel, what I imagine it, is Vanta Black. So it's just like looking into a void of nothing.
That's fair.
So
we still gotta learn more about him. We also have to learn more about the Nombru people who...
Oh, the guards.
Who did this attack on the parfaits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, we also technically can now also learn about Josefina.
We can also work about Silvio.
And we can also learn about Silvio. I added so many people into this particular story all of a sudden. Which, in this particular story about Lori, right, or with Lori involved, Silvio and Josefina don't actually have anything to do with it. They're strictly part of
her backstory.
Of Tara's backstory. Tara's backstory just happens to coincide with Lori's backstory. She tied herself to Lori's backstory by Lori being involved with Edward. And it just so happened that, well, I needed a general to have killed Silvio. So, well, that's how we ended up with Mokgethi. So,
technically, we can make a list of this too in Scrivener, which will be pretty cool. But we need to make a list of the people we've name dropped in other stories that we can go back to and be like, oh yeah, that's somebody that we can expand upon, because Silvio could have his own whole story about how, like in the past, how he got to that position. Same thing with what's her name? Her
Josefina.
Mother. Josefina, and how Josefina's family came to possess this potion of unending strength.
Yeah.
And the whole, like I said, the Nombru that were from the Nombru, who I assume are from House Greer.
Probably.
If that's tying in with the earlier story, so yeah.
Yeah. But I think I did quite well on this, and gave at least 3 new people that we can learn about.
Oh yeah, you did.
Like, technically, we could do those 3 off-stream if we wanted to.
Technically, we could.
Because there's no guarantee when we're going to get to those 3 people.
That's fair.
So. Yeah. I thoroughly, and everything about that story was like, oh, cool. This actually worked out way too well.
So here's a question though.
Yeah.
Do you think the way that we have these sheets set up really helped you inspire
Yes.
you with the story? Do you think that this is a good idea? The way
Yes.
that we set these up? So that's cool. Okay. Well, we have two that we made today. We got Tara and Adrien.
By the way, just so everybody knows, Cena does not actually mean all sight. I'm just making it mean all sight now.
What means all sight in their language?
Yep.
It's just like in the Betharian language, which is the language from our mutagenesis.
It's Mignonese.
Yeah, kind of.
Sort of.
It's kind of evolved from Mignonese. Parts of it, I think a dialect of it sounds like Mignonese.
Yeah.
But
My dialect that y'all know.
like the word Ari means everything.
Yeah.
I don't know what the word
Ari
Ari
actually means. Yeah.
Or the word what's another example of a word that means something different than what it means in English or another actual language? I'm trying to think. So necros means to control the dead. Not like
Yeah.
the process of decaying, but necros comes from like the root words in this language to control and then death.
Yeah.
So like stuff like that, like, or nexus means instead of a central point, in their language it means exiled one, or a dead one, I think is actually what it means.
Yeah.
So like, and
In at least Skrull language or Svergan language,
then
Cena means all sight.
Yeah.
Which, you know, considering she has the worst sight of pretty much any Svergan ever, to be to confidently name herself Cena, and everyone would just be like, all right, cool, works for me. We can't beat her in battle, so she obviously can see everything. So that's basically why she gave herself that title, is I can see everything. I cannot be bested in combat.
If she was in Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, she would probably have the blind fighting style.
She would definitely be a blind fighter, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think that's that for tonight.
Yeah.
You have fun?
I did. Unfortunately, I didn't really have much to say during yours. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I also didn't have much to say during mine.
Yeah, well, we also had the learning curve of, you know, utilizing the new program and figuring that out and the stuff. But I really like how it's worked out so far, and I'm very excited to see what we do next time. So, okay. Well,
that was
good
fun.
Night. Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
End the stream. And our next session.
Next stream is Wednesday.
Stream, yeah, on Wednesday.
And no guarantee we're gonna do character building.
Which we might.
We might.
But
we'll see.
We'll see.
Bye.
Bye.